Happy Pride,
Happy
everybody.
Pride, yeah.
We made it. You made it. It's a beautiful day. The rain is out of here. The sun is in. And boy, it is going to be a fantastic day. A global celebration of Pride taking center stage right here in the nation's capital.
Yeah, it is going to heat up. We are just 1 hour away from the big World Pride Parade. That's going to be so exciting. And today, we're bringing you special live coverage right here on WUSA 9+. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
And I'm Leslie Foster. We are so excited to be here. And so I have to say, on a personal note, because I haven't been able to be here for the past few years, because surgery, recovery. I don't know who's more excited, me, you, or everybody else out here.
And I'm glad to share this moment with you this year.
To be here with the people I love and care about, and the community that we love and care about, and our neighbors from all across the world coming here to our beautiful city to affirm their pride, this parade, and their personhood.
Yeah, and we also know, again, we're talking about that countdown to the parade, but we know this moment, this day, is about so much more than a parade. It is a celebration and really a powerful symbol of love. You have resilience and unity at a time when so many members of this community really need it most.
Yeah, it's like a big group hug.
Yeah,
that
I love
we
that.
are kind of giving everybody right here in our nation's capital. We can't wait to share these stories with you. This attention and this afternoon is going to be really extraordinary. And as you can see around us, the parade route is kind of behind us. We're sitting here in Thomas Circle, so we kind of have to crane
like front
a
row
little
seat,
bit
right?
to look back and see what's happening. In front of us, though, there's so much happening, right? We got traffic in front of us, these poor people sitting here waiting. But then we got all these beautiful sights, people dressed to the nines.
So much color.
So much
so
color.
vibrant.
It is really, really beautiful. So the parade starts at 2 o'clock at 14th and T Streets Northwest, and then it heads over into our area, 14th Street, Thomas Circle, and then where's it go?
And yeah, from there it's going to go down to 14th Street and Northwest, down 14th, I should say, to Pennsylvania Avenue, then east on Pennsylvania Avenue to 9th Street.
And then the parade continues down 9th Street to Constitution Avenue, and it ends on Constitution between 7th and 14th Streets around about 8 o'clock tonight. So if you're coming, you got to pace yourself.
Yeah, that's going to be a long parade.
Very
and I think of the people taking part as well. Our station did last year, the year before that. We were marchers, and you know, it's a physical feat. It takes a lot out of you after a while, but it's all for the right reasons. And we also have some big news to share right now with you about this weekend's World Pride celebrations. So it turns out, we've been talking about this all week now, Dupont Circle will be open, in fact, for the celebrations here this weekend.
Which is fantastic. I know we all came from different directions to get here, and I could see that they were still taking the fencing down. But this after a whole lot of back and forth. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. And then today, coming down, which is a great thing because Dupont Circle Park is sort of the spiritual home of our LGBTQ neighbors, and it is so important to the gay rights movement. And so about 30 minutes ago, the National Park Service and the mayor put out a statement saying the park is going to be back open. And as you said, we saw that fencing coming down.
Yeah, we have some video right now, them taking that fencing down. So again, it was originally closed after police said they were worried about things like vandalism, which they pointed to happening in the past. And this morning, we spoke with an ANC for that area, neighborhood commissioner, who had been pushing for this park to remain open.
It's important to be involved in your community and to speak out against something you perceive as being an injustice or a wrong. And fighting back against all the injustices that we went through, since the 50s, even before that, it's important that we stood up, we stood our ground, and we made change happen. It might be a small victory in the grand scheme of things, but it's a victory nonetheless.
Absolutely. So the mayor and the National Park Service told us, and this is a quote, "We want this weekend to be a safe and fun celebration in our nation's capital, and one that includes one of the best parks and community spaces in our city," and of course that is Dupont Circle.
I mean, that's pretty iconic. And, it's not just central to the LGBTQ plus community, but we know Dupont Circle is just such a gathering place for so many in this city to just take in the day, take in this moment. So this is central. A lot of people, again, coming from all over the world.
That's right.
They've heard of Dupont Circle.
They have.
So to see that fencing up, the optics just aren't good.
It just didn't seem right to have this celebration without the expansive embrace of Dupont Park. So it's glad that they made the right decision at the right time just in time for the festivities.
And what message are you sending to the world? If people are coming here from other countries,
right.
they go to the famed Dupont Circle and see the fencing up and policing.
No, that wouldn't work.
That doesn't send the right message, right?
You made the right decision. Good job.
All right, so last weekend, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, she brought the community together to kick off World Pride. That was a lot of fun, right?
It sure was. And you could get a sense of the gravity of this moment. We're going to let the community, though, speak for themselves.
On behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser and the entire District of Columbia, we are thrilled to welcome you to Washington, D.C., a city that doesn't just host Pride, but we live it every single day.
So it's absolutely wonderful to see the being embraced and just feel the love as a community in itself, as a DC native as well.
It's a great opportunity for the city, the citizens, and everybody to enjoy and celebrate LGBTQ+, our community, our pride, and our family.
It's a party of people from all walks of life to get together and celebrate being free, celebrate being our true authentic selves.
We are a city that is diverse, unified, and unwavering in our belief that everyone deserves to live freely and authentically.
It's about the LGBTQ plus community, but it's about everyone having the right and the dignity to be their authentic selves and to feel safe. So this year, when so many people feel threatened that their rights might be rolled back, especially our trans members in our community, this is the time for us to show up.
And all of us who celebrate the LGBT pride are threads in the fabric of freedom. United together, we are beautiful. We are strong. Like the rainbow flag, we are colorful and defiant.
I see artists, organizers, elders, and advocates who have carried our community forward, often without credit, but never without fear.
The joy that people are experiencing is palpable, and that joy is a form of radical resistance. Regardless of the oppression, we exist, and we have the right to be who we are.
We are the greatest life force because we are us. And it is important that we love us. So take the time to turn to your neighbor and give them a hug and say, I love you.
We are declaring boldly that our joy, our culture, our future belongs here.
So as we welcome you to DC, know this, we look out for each other, we stand together in good times and tough times, and no matter what the challenges are. We love you. Happy World Pride!
We love you and we love our neighbors.
That's
we
right.
Sure do. You can feel that excitement growing as we get closer to the start of the parade. But I just have to say, Zoe, you need one of these.
You got
say, where them fans
at? Can you do the clack? Have you mastered that yet?
Mastered the
Come on,
clack.
you got it.
I'm trying to get the clack, but the point is, trans lives
the message,
matter.
yes. And we're going to have that down pat before the end of this coverage today, okay?
Oh,
there we go.
Too,
Thank you, Spencer. So let's see. After all that talking.
wait.
There, kind of.
You go.
We're
That's
getting
what
there.
I'm talking about.
We
You
told
can
you it
get
was going to
your
be
boots on
hot
the
here
ground in a
today.
minute.
All right, now we want to check in with our Matthew Torres. He is live at the beginning of the parade route near 14th and T Streets there in Logan Circle. Matthew, what is it like for you?
Hey, I get to be out in the sun. I get to be out with the action here along the parade route here at 14th and T Street. I mean, talk about we have people filing their way here right now, and it's just an exciting moment. There's so much colors, so much pride. In fact, we're supposed to be speaking to the grand marshals of the parade soon here momentarily. And here at Room and Board, we actually saw one of them already make her way in. We are talking about the singer Renee Rapp. We saw her going inside there with her entourage, They should be speaking to us sometime within the next half hour or so. So, I mean, we're here on 14th Street. This is amazing to me that you can actually just walk down here knowing this is exactly where all those parades and floats are going to be. This one, all the way at the end, you can see the WorldPride bus right there. They are leading things off, kicking things off, and that's where we're expecting to speak with the Grand Marshals. So I know we're not part of the parade, but I'm giving myself the opportunity right now to actually just walk down here. Obviously, you see a lot of people here, and if we know what's been like the past few years, there are just so many people that are going to pack here along 14th Street, which is such a major hub for a lot of people, especially within the LGBTQ plus community. And so I've been chatting with so many different people from not just DC, but across the country, including some from New York as well. So really an exciting time knowing that people are just coming here to the nation's capital, where we live, where this is where we call home, and knowing that we can share this city with so many people from across the country. And so let's just keep walking down here. I want to give you an idea, because it's not going to look like this in the next hour, in the next 2 hours. It is just going to be jam-packed with people. This is that bus that we are talking about. A lot of people are taking their pictures. And you know, we'll walk over here now because I know they're going to want to move this bus momentarily. But let's go talk to some people, because I think that's what the energy is from all the people, being able to chat with them as far as what it really means to be a part of this. Can we chat with you guys?
Sure. Hi there.
Where are you guys from?
London.
London,
yeah.
Have you been to WorldPride before?
No, I haven't, but I've been to Washington Pride before, and it's been good, but this is amazing.
Yeah, so explain just what brings you guys out here to the nation's capital, of all the World Prides that you guys can go to. Why come here to DC?
Well, we're guests, but I think this is so important this year just because obviously with everything going on in the world and Washington being such an iconic place, it's bringing together two really important things. So I'm really stoked to be here and happy. WorldPride, ooh, nearly fell over a kid.
They're having us move us right now. I'm going to ask you before I want to keep you hanging here. For you got the trans flag here. Yeah. What is it like for you to be able to raise that flag along the parade route?
I think trans people especially are under attack around the world, especially here in the United States. So I'm not trans myself. I'm here as an ally to the trans community, just to show some love and solidarity and show that trans people are loved. Even if the government says that they're not, the people here in DC love the trans community, love the LGBT plus community. So that's what we're here to represent.
Nice to meet you guys. I literally just came up to them, so thank you so much for friends across the pond. Yeah, as we're hearing, it's obviously not just a celebration. As we know, Pride started out as a protest, so it's also a time for solidarity and really bring awareness and speaking out as well. So Ruth will come over here. I know there's so much happening along 14th before the start of the parade at 2 o'clock. Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
From London.
Doesn't surprise me at all that Matthew found some friends to talk to. This is like a big family reunion, right?
Yeah,
People are eager and excited and willing to talk about what this means to them.
Right, it's so important. And Matthew, we know another central part of this, I don't know if you can hear me, but making sure people start to scope out their spot along the parade route. You know, you got to find the good restaurant, you got to find the shade. So we know a lot of folks are trying to find their good spot along the route as well. Matthew, thank you so much. And, you know, if you're out celebrating tonight, we do have to remind you that Metro will be open late to help riders get home safely. That is so important. So you're going to have until 2 a.m. tonight to catch that final train. On Sunday, stations will be open until midnight. So Metro is really your best bet when it comes to getting around. We had to make our way here earlier this afternoon. It was a bit congested, but that was before the big crowds show up for everything. So, again, take Metro if you can, because a lot of roads are going to be closed off downtown.
Yeah, there's a lot to tell you about. It's much easier if you could take a look at how we've mapped out all these road closures for you. It's right on our WUSA 9 app. If you don't have it already, you can scan the QR code on your screen right there, because we are one-stop shop for all things World Pride. We've got the events, the details, the big performances, and so much more. So get that QR code on the screen and it'll take you right there.
I feel like it's a big old party right here, huh?
It is. I'm eagerly awaiting what the next song will be.
Right.
It's like you're at a party and the DJ is
sitting
like, next to you, but you don't know what they're playing, and you're like, okay. So anyway, there are lots of rainbow flags here. Obviously, I'm holding the trans flag. But there are lots of rainbow flags, and I noticed when we took them out, people are like waving
They were like,
their
there we
fans.
go,
Yeah.
Yes. So this one flag that we're talking about here, it's going to be hard to miss. It's 1,000 feet, and it's going to lead this parade. Our Get Up DC team, they spoke with the group that's going to be carrying that flag about how they're making history here in DC.
What does it mean for your organization to have the chance to lead the parade with this historic 1,000-foot flag?
Well, it means a lot. My good friend Gilbert Baker created the rainbow flag in San Francisco in 1978. And in 2003, he created a world record 1.25 mile rainbow flag in Key West, Florida. They called it the Sea to Sea flag. It went from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean. And pieces of that flag were cut up, bound, and signed and given to pride organizations around the world. And we have reunited almost a dozen of these pieces here in Washington, D.C. for World Pride, and we're going to carry them together. They're going to make up a 1,000-foot flag with pieces from Europe, all over the United States. It's a beautiful reunion of that world record flag. And here's a piece of it just a couple weeks ago at Pride in the Sky up in Hudson County, New York. And we're very happy to carry on the legacy of Gilbert Baker. You know, people are, believe it or not, are trying to ban the rainbow flag all over this country. Over 60 cities and towns have banned the rainbow flag. And sadly, the states of Idaho and Missouri and Utah have banned the rainbow flag. I'm very happy to say that the mayors of Salt Lake City, Missoula, and Boise have found a way around that ban. They've turned their city flags into rainbow flag. They take the city emblem, they put it on the rainbow flag, they raise it up. You know, these bans are, some people may think they're frivolous, but they're not. Every time we see one of these bans, we see a spike in anti-gay violence. And we know that Lorianne Carlton was murdered in California just a year and a half ago for flying a rainbow flag outside of her store, a straight ally, a mother with children. It's really terrible, this kind of violence that follows on people trying to erase our symbol. So we're here with Save the Rainbow Flag. We encourage people to go to the Gilbert Baker website, www.gilbertbaker.com, and learn more about these bans. But we're here also to encourage people to come out and celebrate at Pride this week.
Charlie, you just mentioned that website. So is that the best way that people can get involved with or support the foundation's mission?
Yeah, www.gilbertbaker.com is the best way to go and see about our many exhibits. Our Flag and the Map exhibit is here in town at the Welcome Center on 7th Street. And they can go into our Save the Rainbow Flag page and learn about what we're doing to help support people fighting this. I'm proud to say that even though there have been over 60 bans, we have overturned or prevented bans in 8 locales across this country. It takes a lot of work. It unfortunately takes a lot of lawyers, so we have to do fundraising. Please help. And but you know, we're happy to be here. We're happy to get out and make this symbol, you know, ubiquitous, and to make it the proud symbol that it is, and to keep it flying and to keep it visible. You know, the rainbow flag is the 6th most visible symbol in the world after the American flag, the French tricolor, the British Union Jack, the McDonald's arches, the Nike swoosh, and the rainbow flag. So people all over the world, they know what it is. But unfortunately, you know, in countries like Russia, you're not allowed to fly it. And we're trying to prevent that from happening here.
Charlie, we're out of time, but I just got to ask if you could just give me a 2 or 3 word answer. Why is it so important that this flag can fly?
Because it is a beacon of hope to people who are struggling with their sexuality and their gender identity. You know, when a young teenager is in the closet and in the darkness and they want to live their authentic life, they see this beacon of hope, and that closet door opens and the light shines in and they can step out of that closet and into their authentic life. And it's the rainbow flag that 9 times out of 10 gives them that symbol, this great beacon of hope, the greatest beacon of hope ever created by human hands.
Charlie Beale, thank you so much. So well said. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be watching the fight to ban this flag. It's pretty amazing when you think about all the areas that have done so. So thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing that 1,000-foot flag this weekend.
Yeah, we know that when Gilbert Baker designed the flag, he wanted the rainbow because, you know, you really can't miss the rainbow, huh?
You sure
and its
can.
beauty.
You can't miss its beauty, and the whole idea is for people to live in the light, to be counted, to be seen, to be affirmed, and that flag does all of those things.
That's right. All right, so this year's theme for World Pride and Capitol Pride is the fabric of freedom.
And there was a one-day monument on the National Mall that truly embraced that theme with meaning stitched into every inch.
On a spring Saturday, in the heart of the National Mall, an iconic American backdrop, a new monument rose for just one day. Not made of marble or bronze, but fabric. More than 250 quilt panels, each 6 feet square, stretching across the mall, created by trans artists and allies from across the country. A patchwork of power, pain, and possibility. Each panel is a response to one simple question: what does freedom to be mean to me?
To me, freedom to be is really rooted in just existing. I am free to exist and be myself without approval or apology.
AC Facci is one of the artists and helped organize the unveiling.
The words stitched into the quilt, I exist, that is my mantra. I exist without approval or apology. No government can tell me who I am.
For Facci, every unfinished thread in their panel holds a story, a life lost, a future still possible. For many, this project carries history in every thread. Facci and others say they were inspired by the quilt that came before.
This quilt out here blew the lid off the topic.
The one laid out in the shadow of the Capitol nearly 4 decades ago, the AIDS Memorial Quilt.
The first thing that I thought of was the AIDS Memorial Quilt. This is just part of a big legacy of interactive and performance art as queer protest. There is no queer movement without queer art.
That history is now being continued by a new generation of artists, advocates, and families. And it's the youngest participants who give Facci hope.
I think the thing that gives me the most hope today is the quilts that were clearly made by kids. And just that knowledge that, like, I get to be the kind of trans adult role model that I really needed when I was a kid, and that there are families who are going to be coming, that gives me hope that we're on the right track.
The installation came as the nation awaits a Supreme Court ruling in U.S. v. Skermeti, a case that could set a generation of legal precedent for trans rights. Facci, who grew up in Oklahoma, says the battle for visibility isn't new.
I do exist, and I am who I am, and I don't need the government's approval to be that person.
And yet, there is joy in resistance.
We are celebrating, we are joyful, we are everything that we want to be in our resistance and in our celebration.
Like the AIDS quilt before it, this monument isn't just about memory, it's a warning and a promise.
We have always been here, we will always be here, but also we are part of your community. We are the part of the fabric of this country.
Freedom to be me. Freedom to be who you are in your full self, your authentic self. That's what life is all about.
Yeah, and it reminds you of the significance of this moment. I know we talk a lot about the parade and having fun. It's a big old celebration, but, you know, everyone's trying to get out this message of inclusivity. And I was reminded myself last night as well. I met someone. I was out with all the, a bit of the fun last night, and I met someone who's trans. They lived in Ohio. And we started talking, and I was asking about their upbringing and their family, and they were sort of hesitant to talk about family at that point because, quote, they said, my dad didn't want a girl. So they moved to D.C., they're living their life here, and I said, you still stay in touch with your family? And it's been years without any contact because of that. So you have a lot of folks here. That's the reality, yeah.
That was a clarifying moment, right? That for some of our friends and neighbors and people we love that aren't in this community where we have such a robust mechanism for really acknowledging people, seeing them, and honoring them for who they are, that there's so many people who haven't had that experience.
Right. This day is so personal for a lot of people. All right, now, if anyone knows that best, it's our Matthew Torres, who is again at the starting point for today's parade, which is going to start in a little more than 30 minutes from now. Okay, where are you now, Matthew? We see you inside. You're getting some AC?
We're inside right now. We're getting some AC because it's already hot out there, as you guys know. So we're inside room and board right now, where a lot of the people, a lot of the organizers, this is where they're gathering right now. This is really an opportunity for them to put their heads together, finally relax, I think, and be able to celebrate. And so we're actually having J.Per. Bowles here. I know we literally grabbed you as you were like cleaning things last minute still.
Making a mess, cleaning it up.
With the mayor's office, who's really been a pivotal figure in helping put all of this together. Yeah, now that we're finally here, the big parade, is it just like this big, like, wow, I could breathe a sigh of relief, or not yet?
Almost. You know, on Monday, I'll have the biggest sigh of relief for sure. But really, the kickoff of the activation. I mean, we've been celebrating World Pride since May 17th, but clearly the whole city is shut down. People are riding the metro. People are going to be out tonight at the free concert with Cynthia Erivo. It's going to be amazing, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that show up to the parade and the festival, so we're really excited to showcase the world, DC.
I have to give it to you. You've been like on it. You have just been on top of it. The energy level is just always at 100. Even when we're talking about like safety and may not be the best things, you really have been putting the city in the forefront when it comes to World Pride. For you, when you plan all of this together, is there anything you're actually most excited about or see or do?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's all those moments of joy. And that comes through events, but also the different people and friends that you meet, old friends. You know, someone just came and slapped me on the back, like, oh, it's so nice to see you. You know, obviously been working with Elliot with Destination DC to help get people here. So honestly, creating those moments of joy for folks. And at the parade, this is always, every pride is someone's first pride. And especially now, that means so much. So very excited to see all the smiling faces, all the fans clacking, all the rainbows. We're here.
I know. Where's your fan? I expected. I know we don't have it.
I know. It's like battery chargers and phones are the fans right now.
I know. Within the next half hour, we're supposed to speak to the grand marshals of the parade. I thought I saw Renee Rapp come in earlier.
Yeah.
Laverne Cox, and just really the significance of having them be the grand marshals. And for those who may not know exactly who they are, the significance of to the community that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they are national and international stars, but another Grand Marshal is Deacon, and he is one of the founders of Capitol Pride and the March. And, you know, the reason why I'm so excited about World Pride is because we are able to honor our local and regional contributions and legends like Deacon. So what I also am really cool to say is like putting people like Deacon on the same stage and same scale as Renee, as Laverne, because he really has contributed just as much as those internationally acclaimed stars. And it's all about representation. You know, we have a diverse group of Grand Marshals to showcase the 50th anniversary. And we're really excited to show what we have for DC. So really glad to have Laverne here. Huge Renee Rapp fan. So yeah, I'm really stoked.
All right, you're almost to the finish line here. You're almost there. J.Per, thank you as always. We appreciate it. So yeah, so we're inside right now. Obviously, we'll go step outside. We're just trying to appreciate the AC that we have at the moment. But of course, I'm just building up the excitement, the anticipation. I feel it. Hopefully you guys do too. And we'll see the Grand Marshals shortly within the next half hour. Back to you guys.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear from him. All right, Matthew, thank you so much. You know, while there's a lot to celebrate as DC takes center stage, it's also really a time to reflect and learn.
Yeah, there's a new exhibit right now at Freedom Plaza that highlights the history of the LGBTQ+ community in our city. And we just talked with Matthew Torres, but he's going to show us how the district's impact, how outsized it has been on the gay rights movement.
If colors are meant to be vibrant, Vincent Slatt is the human form.
This is it. I love this.
His zeal for this year's World Pride isn't just for the colors and the flag.
So excited, I have not slept in weeks.
But the diversity in history that got him and the LGBTQ+ community here.
People might think of history as the story of old people having done stuff, but what we learned from this is that this exhibit is actually for people who never saw themselves in history.
In between the White House and the Capitol, a new exhibit at Freedom Plaza now stands. The organization Rainbow History Project just unveiled pickets, protests, and parades, the history of gay pride in Washington. Slat is the senior curator.
We have broken down Pride into 10 themes. On the history over the last 60 years, each theme will have its own special exhibit.
The highlights go back to where it all started.
The truth is, Pride didn't start at Stonewall, and the Stonewall Uprising was not the start of the modern gay rights movement. It was 10 Washington homosexuals picketing the White House.
We could not conceive then of the astonishing progress that we would make in the last 60 years.
Paul Kunstler is the last surviving picketer from 1965, reenacting the picket outside the White House with the Rainbow History Project on the 60th anniversary last month.
We are seeking our human dignity, our equality, and our acceptance as the homosexuals that we are and have a right to be.
The original picket was an act of solidarity and protest over the mistreatment of gay people in government and classification of homosexuality as a mental illness.
I think it's important to always be vigilant about one's self-interest and the interest of the larger community. You can never assume that everything will always remain.
Organizers say what happened then helped lead to this. An example of pride unabashed. The popular high heel race on 17th Street Northwest continues every year since 25 drag queens first ran down the street in 1986.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
At the corner of where the race starts is 350 Bakery and Coffee Bar.
Thank you. Have a good day.
That meant so much to be right at the heart of the intersection of where everything's always happened, where the Pride Parade, the festival. We've always been involved and come to the high heel race, and now it's very exciting because it starts right in front of our bakery.
The history of the high heel race is also part of the exhibit, meant to reflect and educate, a display of knowledge for a community vibrant in colors and history.
We do have a heritage, right? LGBT people might not inherit our history and culture from our families like other minority groups do, but this is going to be a way, especially for our kids, to connect to the fact that they're a part of a much larger movement of people.
Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
Yeah, and look who we have with us now, the Rainbow History Project, Vincent Slat. Thank you for making time to be here with us, Vincent. I know it's going to be tough to hear us during this moment, right? It's like talking in a bar. Hello.
Right here. Hi.
Next round's on you.
Yeah. So tell us about the importance of highlighting this history during World Pride.
Right. So if the whole world is coming here to Washington, it's important for Washington's local LGBT all-volunteer group to tell them about the history of gay Washington.
And that's important also, not just for World Pride, because you're going to take this information and you're going to actually teach it as curriculum.
Yeah, we're turning this into a curriculum. We've gotten some great grants from the city government and others, and they've changed the social studies standards to include gay history. So we're going to make good curriculum, make it for free.
That's awesome.
Really talking about making sure that there's no erasure of history. A lot of conversation about the assault on history.
Yeah.
And gay rights history is right there intertwined with American history, and something that should be taught.
It is. We've been around since the founding of the Republic, gay generals in the Revolutionary War. We're a part of the American story, and our local Washington history is a big part of that too.
What would you tell people who are watching right now, because you're obviously trying to educate people about LGBTQIA plus history, and you mentioned here, we talk a lot about the Stonewall riots and sort of what that triggered, but this movement again started well before that.
Right. Well, a lot of people say that the Stonewall uprising is the start of the modern gay rights movement, and we're going to teach you it's actually picketing the White House in 1965. So we just celebrated the 60th anniversary, 10 homosexuals with picket signs saying they want their equal rights. And within 20, 30 years, it's 1 million people marching down Pennsylvania Avenue for our equal rights.
Yeah.
It's a pretty declarative statement, don't you think, to have World Pride here at a time when people are trying to unsee you?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Pride's always been about visibility, about being seen, being heard. And so the entire world is turning its attention onto Washington, D.C. right now. And we get to tell them this is how we got our equality.
That's okay.
Right here in Washington. You could do the same.
Yeah. So what do you want to tell people about the significance of that history as they gather here? Because of course people come to DC for the parade, the fun, but as we've been saying, it's about so much more than that.
Well, our exhibit is titled Pickets, Protests, and Parades, right? Because you can't have one without the other two. And so you really can use your pride and leverage who you are, being proud of all of your different identities to help bring about change.
It sounds like you have taken the baton that these brave people have passed on to you and to other generations and said, we got this now. We're going to build from where you started.
Yeah.
We're going to keep this going.
It's definitely that case. Rainbow History Project is an all-volunteer operation. Most of our researchers are all in their 20s. And so when we were doing this exhibit and doing this history, it's not actually about what old people did. It's about what old people did when they were young.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're trying to inspire the youth to get involved. Unlike other minority communities, we don't get our history from our families, from our birth families. So we have to pass on our culture to each other this way, and that's what Pride's all about.
I find it interesting. I came across the Rainbow History Project when I was doing research for DC's Black Pride, and you realize there were so few pictures and videos because a lot of people didn't want to be documented back then because they had to remain closeted, if you will.
Yeah. There was real concerns. You could lose your job. You could lose your family. Lesbianism used to be grounds to lose custody of your own children. So there's some real fears about appearing, in the street, going to a bar, right? A lot of people that were from here were still living in their neighborhoods, afraid what would happen amongst your neighbors if they found out you're gay. But little by little, those of us who are comfortable being visible, being out, we've inspired the other ones to do the same.
What message do you have for people who are here from other parts of the world who are in places where they are not fully embraced?
Yeah, I would say to people who aren't fully embraced back at home that now that you're here, take some inspiration and go make that change, right? Our history exhibit is all for people who haven't seen themselves in history. We're calling them in, we're inviting them in to come learn about it. And it's not perfect here, but we've got a lot better off than in other parts of the country and in other parts of the world.
So what are you looking forward to this weekend? We'll see you with your big, your rainbow over the chest.
I've got my rainbow sash on here. I just look forward to all the people smiling. And they talk about it. The organizers of Pride have always said that we do Pride Special every year because for someone it's their first Pride.
Yeah.
Right? So those of us who are in community activism, we've been doing this for years, we know it's always somebody's
I saw
first
what
Pride.
you did. So for those who are uninitiated, let's say this is their first Pride.
Okay.
You got to pace yourself, right?
Yeah, I've got my water bottle.
You got to hydrate.
And then if you're white like me, reapply or die.
Reapply.
That's my thing about the skin. I definitely say slow down. You're not missing anything if you're on the wrong corner or at the wrong party. It's about being visible. It's about being with people. I got 3 hugs on my way over here. One group had free mom hugs, and a couple moms gave me a hug. And there was a dad who could offer dad hugs or dad jokes.
This is about being present, right? Because this is unusual.
Yeah, and it's about showing up and showing out, right? Underneath one rainbow, there's a lot of different parts of our community. And so it's important to be proud of all of your identities and to see each other as siblings.
And people feel embraced this weekend. They feel that love when they're in our city. So what do you do after that? How do you take this home? How do you bottle it up and spread it?
Well, after the parade, we still have a lot going on in Washington all month long. But once LGBT Pride Month is over, we have Independence Day, and we all crash. We take July off, and then we immediately start planning next year.
Okay, you're an ANC. How are you feeling now, knowing that this back and forth was going on about whether Dupont Circle Park was going to be closed or open? It's open.
Yeah,
it's open.
We got it
you
open.
all said
we got it open.
Not on our watch.
We got it open, and we found out on Monday, and everyone was very incensed. Not just the neighbors, but the whole community. And so working behind the scenes with our friends in media, we got the city to open it back up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why is that so important? I mean, we talk about Dupont Circle. We know of its significance, but a lot of people watching right now across the city, across the world, may not fully understand what this meant.
Yeah, Dupont Circle is the historic enclave of the gay community here. It's long progressive for decades before that. And so that fountain is a symbol of who we are. When they picketed at the White House, it was right there down the street. When we had the Pulse Massacre, our vigil was right there. The first AIDS march in DC took place during Pride 1983. And we marched from Dupont Circle to the White House, demanding resources, demanding the chance to take care of our own selves.
What I'm hearing you say is you can't extract one from the other. It is a central part, is an epicenter of sorts for the struggle and the progress.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And what people that don't live here might not understand is every single one of these parks is a neighborhood park. It might be run by the federal government, but if you live in the neighborhood, you can get to the park in 5 minutes, a couple blocks in either direction. So when they start fencing up the park, neighbors can really come out.
Okay, did Vincent tell us where he's going to be in the parade lineup? Do we know that yet?
Where are you going to be in the parade?
For the parade?
Yeah.
I am not marching this year.
What?
I'm taking the year off.
A year off?
We have a
Pacing.
We have a phenomenal block party over on 17th Street today. Those are my businesses. That's my district. And so we're staying low key and letting all the big floats steal the attention.
All right, Vincent Slatt, thank you so much for being here with us. We know that parade is going to get underway in just a moment.
Yeah.
Grand Marshal is going to be leading this route here, and let's listen to what they're saying right now.
LGBTQ plus community. Reflect on our journey and look ahead to the future as we kick off this WorldPride Parade and recognize our 50 years of pride here in the nation's capital. I would like to start by thanking our many partners and organizations that bring this global event to life, along with speakers, including our parade Grand Marshals, Laverne Cox, our founder of Pride here in DC, Deacon Makubin, Interpride Co-President Raul Mupadahe, and Jay Bowles, Director of the LGBTQ Affairs of the Mayor's Office. And our partners, such as the Mayor, in addition Destination DC, Events DC, and our partner, Marriott. For the first time ever, World Pride is being held in our nation's capital. And it arrives at a moment when our community's visibility, voices, and rights are under attack. Not just here in, of all places, the United States, but around the world. This year's theme, The Fabric of Freedom, serves as a reminder of the power of unity. Each of us, from DC and Amsterdam, to every town and village in between, is a thread in the global tapestry of resistance, joy, and radical hope. This is a call to action, but it is also a celebration of how far we've come and the work that lies ahead. As we said, this is 50 years of pride in Washington, so as we welcome the world to our city, we also honor 5 past decades of progress, protest, and pride that brought us to this moment. A moment that feels like we step back in time as the LGBTQ equality is concerned. Our freedoms are being challenged. George Satanius once said, "Those that cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." Well, the queer community remembers our past and our long fight for equality, and will be damned to repeat the past where we are forced to go into hiding. We are a community of innovators. We are a community of philosophers, a community of lovers, and we are definitely a community of fighters. I implore this community to continue our long history of fighting for equal rights. Take action on behalf of bettering our community, especially for those who are unable to be here today and who are not safe to be out in their own home countries or cities or neighborhoods here in the United States of America. Pride has and will always be a protest, one of resistance, one of defiance, and one of joy. So welcome to World Pride 2025. I'd like to introduce you to Wow Opudehe, who is our Interpride Co-President.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Rahul. I am one of the co-presidents for Interpride, and thank you so much for having me here. It's really overwhelming seeing millions of people marching on the street right here for their rights, for their freedom, not just for themselves but for those people who couldn't be here. This is overwhelming, and I urge each one of you, when we march on the street, we march not just for ourselves but everybody. We march for those trans individuals who couldn't be here. We march for those asexual, agender, non-binary people, all of them who couldn't be here. And let me also tell you, they think that suppressing our rights and bringing these policies can down our morale. No, what they are not understanding is we are the community of love. We are the community of phoenixes. We rise from the ashes stronger than ever. And this World Pride, this all of you over here, this is the act of resistance. This is what hope looks like. This is what family looks like. So thank you so much for showing up, and have a great World Pride. Thank you.
All right, and I already mentioned, but let's give a big round of applause to the founder of Capitol Pride here in D.C., Dupont Circle.
Thank you. America has temporarily lost its way. Voters took their eyes off the ball and squandered individual rights and freedoms that our ancestors had fought and died for. America has allowed bullies to infiltrate our government. But as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and queer people, we have a long history of knowing how to deal with bullies. We give them no quarter. We will not be silent in the face of prejudice. We will not bend a knee while they go after our colleges and our universities, or arrest high school kids in their classroom, or deport 4-year-olds with a cancer diagnosis. We will stand with those who yearn for freedom from tyranny, and we will persist until the dictator and his mini-me's are vanquished and sanity returns to our government. We know how to do that. We speak out, we act up, and we fight hate. That's what we did 60 years ago, right here in D.C., when an earlier generation of brave gay and lesbian heroes first picketed the White House. That's what we did 50 years ago with our first annual Pride Day event. That's what we did in the 90s when so many were dying while the government turned a blind eye. And that's what that's what we pledge to do here and now for every gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or queer person in the world. Thank you, and get out there and spread love and joy.
Good afternoon and happy World Pride, everyone! My name is Jacob Bowles, and I have the honor of serving you as the Director of the Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs. What an incredible honor it is to be standing with you in pride, in power, and in purpose. As we gather today for this historic World Pride Parade, we not only honor who we are, but we honor where we are. We are a community rooted in resilience, raised by our elders and trailblazers, and rising with every step we take, especially today. So to our Grand Marshals, thank you for leading with courage and heart to Capitol Pride Alliance. Thank you for your vision and dedication to make this movement possible to the world. Pride lives here in DC. And to every marcher, every dancer, every hand waving a flag, you are the soul of this movement. Today, we take the streets not just to celebrate who we love, but to demand a world where everyone can live freely, safely, and proudly. So today and tomorrow and for 365 days a year, let's show the world the strength, the joy, and the unity of our LGBTQ plus community. Happy World Pride!
Thank you, Director Bowles, and let's get a hand for Laverne Cox!
You can do better than that. Thank you so much. I have such anxiety with crowds and parades, and they make me really anxious. But this year, when I was asked to be one of the Grand Marshals, I knew I had to be here because of what is going on in this country. I knew I had to be here surrounded by community because you give me so much hope and you lift me up, and I need you. Just looking out at your faces gives me hope and a sense of possibility. And I thought you might need me too. I thought you might need to see me here as distraught, as devastated as you are, but as committed to fighting back as ever.
We love you!
Standing here with all the rainbow flags all around me looking out at you as a proud 53-year-old black transgender woman. I just turned 53 last week. I am reminded that I have not always felt that pride was for me. I did not feel for many years that I was welcome, that this was about me. I thought it was about some white gay men and some lesbians, but not me as a black trans woman. I didn't feel that. And so many of us didn't feel included. And we are still struggling as a community, as now the dominant majority is like taking the T out of the LGBTQ community on government websites. Boo them, yes, we should boo them. But we've been having that debate, that fight, since Stonewall. The respectability politics have pushed trans people and femmes and people who aren't respectable to the margins of our community. And we continue within community to debate who should be part of the community and who shouldn't. And those trans people have taken it too far. How many of you heard your friends or people say that the trans people have taken it too far? And when they say we've taken it too far, they mean they, them pronouns. They mean our non-binary siblings. They mean we just want to have equal rights. We cannot let that bullshit divide us. We cannot let that divide us. And if we have any internalized femphobia, transphobia, homophobia, we need to work through that right now. Because we cannot love, we can't love each other if we don't love ourselves. And what I know for sure is this year has brought up all the trauma of the years that I hated myself. That I wanted to die because I thought I was monstrous, because I'm trans. And so in this moment, we have to dig deep, love ourselves harder, work through our internalized homophobia, transphobia, racism, we all have it, so we can fucking come together, not just as an LGBTQ plus community, but as a world community of working class people across all demographics, because that's the only way we're gonna beat this fascism. I don't have any faith in our government, Democrats, Republicans, or Independents, but I have faith in you. I have faith in each and every one of you to be able to look deep, to look across from each other, and to come together in love, harmony, and to fight and resist. And remember that we are anointed, that trans is beautiful, and that we have a right to be here. Thank you.
We hope to see you also tomorrow for the Rally and March. DC, are you all ready?
We're going to do some photo moments, so hold on.
have DJ Too Unique, and he will be spinning a very special track I remix for y'all for Friday.
You guys want to do photos?
Yeah, I've been hearing from the grand marshals of today's World Pride Parade, talking about all the excitement leading up to what is happening, the meaning behind all of this, and the fact that we're just happy to have all these great people in our city.
That's right. You're talking Laverne Cox, Renee Sapp, Deacon McCubbin. What a special honor for them as well. And we are honored to also have Ra Amin here with us, who is the Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner for the Brookland neighborhood. And also with the, you're producing the Gay Black History Commission. You're working on a big project.
Yeah, we are working on a really big project. What we're out to do right now is to archive DC gay black history. DC has done a really great job at archiving gay history, but what we found out is that we could do a better job with archiving gay black DC history, because black gay DC history is DC history. So we have an initiative out now that we're going to actually capture some of those voices. So we have a Voice of Witness program out there. We're going to actually capture some of those voices right now while they're still here, getting those people that were living history and making history here in the DC in the last 50 years.
Why has it been so hard, you think, to capture that part of the gay rights movement?
Yeah, I think that's really a good question, a very interesting question. I think the reason why it's been so hard to capture it is because a lot of times, like, gay, black folk in DC live in intersections, right? So there's all these different ways that they have to navigate their lives. And so it's not as easy sometimes and not as simple. And a lot of times their lives aren't really in the Dupont Circle area. So that's one of the things that we're going to set out to do. We're going to capture that history, a lot of that history that did not take place in the Dupont area of the city, because DC gay black history was happening all over DC, but especially in like Ward 7 and 8 and 5. There's always been a presence of gay history, gay going on in every ward in the city. But a lot of what was happening in the black community was done east of the river and in other wards. So that's what we're out to do here.
You've been talking to folks right now about this history. So is there a common thread? Are you hearing some of the same, I guess, sentiments from the past from these folks you're talking to?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're finding out here is that, one, that the community came together a lot of times out of necessity, and other than that, they came together just because out of convenience. You know, if your life is happening on another part of the city, it becomes inconvenient to travel all the way across the city, whether it's to participate in things socially, culturally, business-wise. So it was imperative that gay black DC started their own things, whether it was taking care of their own, supporting their own businesses, how they socialize, how they worship, how they found employment, all of those things.
It's important for people who have contributed to history to have their voices heard. And it's important for you to make sure that members of the gay black DC community actually get to be the ones who tell the story.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially now, because what we're looking at is the last 50 or 60 years, especially since home rule started. So what we're looking at is those people that were here from the almost from the beginning of DC's home rule history, and we have a few of those voices actually left, and we want to make sure that we get those voices, those stories from the people that were actually here making the history, so those people that was witnessing the history and that directly involved in the history. So that's why the timing of this project is very important right now.
What does this mean for you personally? Why were you so compelled to document and preserve this history?
Yeah, I really love that question. I think why it became very important to me is because, one, I'm a historian, I'm an oral historian, and I'm a storyteller. And some of the things I love DC, I love black history, I love DC black history, and I love DC gay black history. But what I started to notice is that it wasn't a large archive, it wasn't a large record of DC gay black history, and the folks that were actually telling some of the stories of DC gay black history were not necessarily gay black DC native people. So that's why it became a mission for me to actually get some of those, identify some of those voices, because I knew some of those voices. Some of those voices were around when I was a young man coming out in DC. So I reached out to people, reached out to my colleagues, and we took on this initiative.
This is a relatively new commission, this Gay Black History Commission. What do you want people to know, and how can they support and contribute in some way to this?
Yeah, well, we want people to know that gay black history is DC history, and gay black people have been in DC from its beginning. And how you can help us with that is help us identify those people that may not be getting out and around as much, people that may not be participating in organizing or social circles as much as they used to. If you know those people, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us through the Rainbow History Project. You can reach out to us. We're looking for those black gay elected officials over the last 50 years. Something that became very important to our work is that we're very proud that we now have an out black council person now. And that's a really big deal, and we have a lot of talk about that. But one of the things that we identified, there's always been a gay black elected officials in DC since the beginning, since DC started electing its own body. And those officials have been ANC commissioners. So one of the initiatives that we took on approximately 2 years ago is highlighting some of those gay black commissioners. So we want to find some of those. We found a few, but we know there's a lot more out there. We want to celebrate some of the things like the last 40 years of how gay black DC took care of their own during the HIV/AIDS epidemic. We want to look at things how gay black DC worships, how they celebrate.
Parade is starting.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we want to do by the council.
Such important stories to
Yeah,
tell, but
that's
you
right.
know what we hear? We hear the main event is getting ready to get started. So, Amin, thank you for your time. Thank you for your important mission.
Yeah.
And we look forward to telling some of those stories.
And thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so again, the parade is going to get started in just a minute. In typical fashion, they're a bit behind. You can hear the announcer behind us as well, trying to get the crowd all amped up as well because they're starting to fill in some of the areas here. We're
Stay here
good to
with
go.
us for just a moment. We're not ready to let you go. You're stuck with us for a little bit.
But we do want to tell you that this is a celebration of identity, resilience, and community. But for some, this Pride Month is also about making sure people are doing the work. I spoke with organizer of Black Pride events here in the district who's celebrating and making space for help and healing.
Black joy, a love letter to us. Okay.
Every word matters.
What's up? What's up?
So does every move.
It's a bold, let's work. Black Pride, baby.
Mike Mullings-Whitaker wants to make sure he hit the right tone.
Come on, come on.
When he takes the stage for Black Pride events during World Pride.
Got a little black joy in it.
That's why he had a run-through at his DC apartment.
Glistening.
Without an audience, days before kickoff. He's helping organize Black Pride events in the district with the Center for Black Equity and says this year is pivotal and personal.
Literally, the people that I care about are being erased all at the same time. And I found myself in this, this almost like this mental breakdown. And
Mike says in the weeks after the presidential election, depression set in, and it only worsened with the Trump administration's rollback of many diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, along with other actions targeting his community.
DEI would have ruined our country, and now it's dead.
I get a little emotional thinking about it right now because I felt helpless for someone who oftentimes give other people the tools to be their best self. I was like, toolbox full, still don't have nothing to help me in this moment.
Mike turned to therapy to save himself and dedicated more time to the agency he founded, the We Collective, to help save others.
Bringing in mental health consultants, bringing in health and wellness people to make sure that the resources are there. The first time that the We Collective will be presenting for Hyatt Corporate today.
The We Collective focuses on providing those who are LGBTQ+ with resources and opportunities year-round.
As long as you keep your head to the sky.
He uses social media to try and spread love, hosts online chats to talk about his experiences.
I'm going to make space for the people that I love.
Along with in-person events dubbed the Family Room to bring community together.
Why is this your work? Why do you feel like this is what you need to do?
Yeah, because if I don't do it, who will? Even with all the pullbacks, the DEI and so forth, that we have enough resources in our community. We just got to know how to collaborate, and we have to want to do the work together.
That's the message Mike wants to get through during the celebrations this Pride Month and the months following. Be intentional. Do something to support the LGBTQ+ community.
I often say, do the work, do the work. That's a tagline for me, okay? I'm doing the work.
Part of that work includes simply letting other people know they're loved. Which takes us back to Mike's run-through. To punctuate his efforts and to spread love, Mike collaborated with DJs, including DJ Styles, to compose what they call a love letter to those who are Black and queer, especially the trans community.
We definitely need to highlight that and have our 100% support behind them.
A lot of us, as big as the city is, are lonely. And people don't even say, I love you, or that you're appreciated, and we need you, and we see you.
Their love letter and call to action is playing out for millions during World Pride.
We're making sure that we're bringing in all people, not just Black people, not just queer people, but all people. That's good, boy. That's good.
Yeah, you heard there from Mike reminding people you got to do the work. We keep talking about this big celebration, but he's encouraging people to just do work, do what you can to support the LGBTQ+ community, not just during Pride Month, but year-round.
You have to forgive us if we're talking over each other a little bit. The DJ is literally right here. The speakers are literally on each side of us. So we're trying to make sure we can hear each other.
What?
And what? And communicate with you at the same time. But of course, you know what? The music is indicative. You got to have some music to keep it going, and you can't have a Pride Parade without a concert. And there are some big names that will be performing tonight alongside Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, and that includes, of course, David Archuleta. He spoke with Get Up DC anchor Wisdom Martin about what he is bringing to the stage this weekend.
What is it like for you to come here to the nation's capital and take part in this event?
It's pretty exciting. I've actually been a little nervous because it's like a big deal. I go on right before Cynthia Erivo, who we've all come to love. I feel a lot of us have come. She's an amazing singer. The nerves come, but I'm also really looking forward to it, just celebrating and everyone sharing our stories together and just supporting each other as a community.
Right. Is that what you hope people take away from this when they see your performance, other than great music and great entertainment? Is that what you hope people take away?
Yeah, I feel like it's a fun celebration. It's like party time, but also I feel like the most significant part for me is getting to share my story and journey, because a lot of people have had similar stories, or it's kind of like the reason behind the celebrate is because it wasn't easy to get where we are. And so I think it's a really beautiful experience.
Right. And you mentioned Cynthia Erivo, also CeCe Peniston. There are going to be some big names there. And you said you were a little nervous about, even though you're a seasoned veteran at this point. You're a seasoned veteran. You started when you were a teenager, and now you're a grown man. But this is huge for you because, again, Cynthia Erivo, CeCe Peniston, this experience is going to be something different for you.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. Oh my gosh, I grew up listening to Finally
Yes,
It's
happened to me right in front. Hey, you're the singer.
You know it, you know it.
But you're the singer, not me.
Yeah, you're carrying the tune pretty nicely there.
All right, so is this performing at Capitol Pride, is that different than performing at any other venue or any other area?
This will be my first time, so I'm not sure what it'll be like, but I know it's World Pride, so a lot of people are coming from all over the world to come to this, and a lot of really special performers. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to just I've released some fun new songs this year, so I'm trying to bring the celebration into it, and as well. I
Mm-hmm.
bring dancers now. I dance myself in my shows, which, you know, when I first started, I thought I would never do. When I was on American Idol, they would tell me like, you got to open your eyes and you got to move around the stage a little more. And now I'm like doing choreography,
Oh,
and so
wow.
it's kind of fun to grow and just like just have a good time in
Right.
shows.
Right. And you talked about having a good time. You also mentioned your music, your recent music. It shows a whole new side of you. You talked about this. Take Creme Brulee, for example.
Yeah, I have a song called Creme Brulee, and I call it my flirty era. So I learned like a whole choreography for the music video, which was really fun, and just being playful. I sing it's in Spanglish, so I
Mm-hmm.
some of the words are in Spanish. I'm half Hispanic, so it was fun to add that into the mix as well, and just have fun, to kind of feel confident in who I am and play with it. It's a fun era to be in, I feel.
Right. It's been 15 years since American Idol first, you burst onto the scene with American Idol. Now, you did not win, but you've had plenty of success after that. Now you're 34 years old. You're 34, right? Is that
Yes,
correct?
I'm 34.
34 years old. Talk about the level of maturity that you've gone through since from 17, American Idol, to where you are right now.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was half my life ago. And it's pretty interesting to see how big of an impact that show had, because I still have people come up to me like even yesterday at like I'm eating lunch and people are like, "Oh my gosh, like I grew up watching you and voting for you, and I used up my parents' like text message like limit trying to vote for you." And I'm like, wow, this is pretty interesting to see how people still, it's such a moment for them. They're like, everyone gathered around would come home from school and work to spend time as a family watching shows like American Idols. And I was like, wow, that's a pretty magical time, because I don't know if that happened as much anymore, but to be a part of people's nostalgia is a pretty, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and your fans have been with you through this journey. How important is representation when it comes to, whether it's American Idol, whether it's all the music that you've put out, whether it's being on tour and performing and dancing? How important is representation?
Representation. Well, when I was on American Idol, I was, a closeted, scared little, teenager, and I didn't really know that. I didn't really understand what I was going through. I just knew I was different, and a lot of people would say like, "Oh, he's gay" and stuff, and I took that as an insult. I was like, "What am I doing? That's gay. I'm just trying to be like a good little Mormon boy here and sing my songs." But a lot of people come up to me and be like, "You know what? Hey, thanks. When I saw you on there, I saw myself." And like they're like, I don't know how to describe it, because they're like, be like, I wasn't out yet either, and to see you up there doing your thing, even scared, like exposing yourself to everybody, they're just like, I felt seen. And they're like, I didn't know that I was like you at the time either, like we were all queer. And but it was like, it's kind of cool to see that showing up even when you're scared can give other people courage to be themselves. And and people like even in the Latin community, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like it was fun to see someone who was Hispanic up there, being from Utah." It's just by being who you are, you don't know who else is out there like you and who's going through similar things. So it's pretty cool to. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being myself or trying to figure out who I am, and in the process, there are people who find you and say, "Hey, I'm like you." So it's kind of nice to know you're not alone out there.
New York City, all right, New York's here.
I can't even keep track of all the people who are going to be performing here. There are so many.
All right, as Wisdom just mentioned, David will be opening up for tonight's headliner, Cynthia Erivo, who'll be performing with CeCe Peniston and Christine W.
Yeah, and that's not all. Then tomorrow there's another concert. Hopefully people won't be worn out after tonight, right? You have Doechii headlining that one.
Wow.
She's going to be joined by Khaled, 2 a.m. Ricky. You have Parkham Matthews, MKX, and Brooke Eden. And we also spoke with Brooke earlier this week.
All right.
She's proud, she's country, and Brooke Eden is bringing her Rainbow Rodeo to D.C.
It just feels like a really important year to be a part of Pride in general, but to be a part of World Pride and that kind of like unification of cultures feels so important.
Just 5 years ago, Eden hadn't come out. Now she's one of country music's most visible queer voices.
I was kind of living this double life. You know, I was putting out music that I thought I was supposed to put out. I was talking in interviews about like a life that I thought I was supposed to have, not using pronouns, being so afraid to use pronouns. And yeah, I mean, eventually that just catches up with you and you start to feel like, whose life is this?
She's out with new music, touring alongside her wife and sometimes even her 7-month-old son.
7 months old, and I'm already introducing my son to Pride Festival. So he's going to be an ally from the very start. But yeah, I mean, this summer is all about community.
Oh, hey, World Pride. DC, I hope you're ready to giddy up.
And performing at this year's World Pride concert, just steps from the Capitol, feels especially powerful.
I mean, what says we're here and we're not going anywhere more than that?
I love that. It's so different when you can also just be yourself. You can be authentic when you're performing as well.
Life is so much better when people are just their authentic selves.
That's right. So both of these concerts are happening along Pennsylvania Avenue, and they are free.
Yeah, it's also day 2 of the World Pride Music Festival at the RFK Festival grounds. Our city is just electric this weekend. Jennifer Lopez headlined last night's show. Tonight it's Troye Sivan. You do need tickets for these, though, and they're almost sold out, so you got to make sure you grab them as soon as you can. All right, something really special is going to be happening along the parade route today. A wedding right in the middle of the parade, really.
A wedding. You know how some people are like, do I want a small wedding? Do I want a big wedding?
You just invited, I don't know, thousands of your
people.
Closest friends.
Yeah, so everybody's going to be watching this and we're all going to get to see it. Our Jacqueline Quinn, she is in Arlington, Virginia with this unforgettable love story.
We're getting a sneak peek at the little gay chapel float that's going to be in the World Pride Parade. It's going to be all decked in white, have a lot of flowers and this shimmery material here. And it's on this float that Freddie and Johnny are not only going to be in the parade, but say, I do.
Amid the noise of preparation, a unique float is coming to life. A shimmering little chapel ready to roll down the Pride Parade. The idea came from Kat Dean, director of the Equality Chamber of Commerce.
It's not gonna rain.
Who approached Freddie Lutz with a special proposal.
There's a lot of talk about what's happening with gay marriage right now, and what better way to support some incredible business owners like Freddie and Johnny in the community by having them literally get married in the middle of the parade.
Lutz is the owner of Freddie's Beach Bar in Arlington. It's been open for 24 years, and he's been with his partner, Johnny Cervantes, for 28 years.
Actually, I'm not nervous at all. I don't think we had time to get nervous.
Lutz had thought about a wedding with Johnny.
We wanted to make sure we liked each other.
He jokes, but same-sex marriage has only been legal across the U.S. since 2015, and some question if that could change.
Well, I said to him a month or two ago, you know, we should go to the courthouse and get married while we still can.
This Saturday, the float will carry more than just the newlywed couple. It'll carry a strong statement.
We're not afraid to stand up and stand for what we believe in, which is love.
So it's under these arches that the two will say, I do. And Freddie says if it rains, they'll have some festive umbrellas. And besides, it might actually be good luck if it does rain on your wedding day. In Arlington, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, WUSA 9.
All right, the parade is fully underway. You can see a big shot of that 1,000-foot rainbow parade leading the way as we kick off this parade of personhood and pride.
Yeah, it is finally getting started. And, you know, we talk about the significance of this flag, which you're looking at right there. We have to go back to Gilbert Baker back in the 1970s. We know Harvey Milk in San Francisco wanted some symbol to represent the LGBTQ plus community. He chose that rainbow. And
now, right behind us, We got the Outriders Women's Motorcycle Club. They are so electric and exciting. There are lots of them out here. They
Wait,
are right behind
we're getting word that
us.
there's a proposal.
If you can take a shot behind us, you can see. Yeah, there they are.
Oh, there's
right
the ring.
us.
Okay.
Okay, so they stopped here.
Wow.
In Thomas Circle. Wait, was that a proposal?
That's a proposal,
Wait
yeah.
a minute.
Right. I don't know if our camera can
There's
get that or if you can see it behind us.
right now. And apparently, she said yes, or they said yes.
Yes.
Which is
Yes.
fantastic.
So you're talking about there with the, we had the Beatnik Riders Club a minute ago.
Yeah.
This is also another motorcycle club for folks who just love to ride. We told you about the proposal or the marriage that was going to be happening soon. And just now you just witnessed the proposal there happening. So this weekend is all about love. We mean it.
It's all about love. And after the Outriders Women Motorcycle Club goes by us here at Thomas Circle, coming in right behind them is another set of motorcycles. These are the Spartan Motorcycle Club, and they too will be coming through here on motorcycles. There are people who are walking, there are people who are participating in vehicles, but this group, as you can hear them roaring their engine,
that is smart.
Excited to come through. And pulling up right behind them.
Just listen to them go. So we're right stationed at Thomas Circle. We know the parade starts at 14th and T, which is in Logan Circle. So what you're seeing right there on your screen is sort of a different part of the parade route as well.
That's right.
Compared to where we are.
That's right. This is sort of an interesting intersection here. There's lots of activity, there's lots of music, there's lots of noise, and we are perfecting the art of reading each other's lips because we literally cannot hear a thing either of us is saying. So
you can make out some of it. What are you saying again? We liken it so you can be immersed in this experience with us. Imagine if you're out at a restaurant, a bar, or a concert, and you're trying to talk with your best friend, and you're like, what?
What he just said. Exactly.
But it is such a great time, and we can feel the energy.
Absolutely.
You can feel the love. Like, a lot of people are just happy.
Yep. And so where we're sitting, obviously the parade is behind us, but just off to the side of us is the National City Christian Church, which is flanked with beautiful balloons and love signs, all in rainbows. People over there with umbrellas, everybody. They've got the best seat, I would say, in the parade house.
Oh, absolutely.
See it all come by.
We were saying before, during these parades, you have to find the right spot. You know, you're either just going to stand and watch along the sidelines, or you're going to find a good restaurant in the city. A lot of folks are hosting parties along the route as well.
Look at all these people lining the streets in this World Pride weekend to participate in this parade. It's extraordinary, really.
Yeah. So I'm going to be interested in seeing, and I can't wait to see that 1,000-foot pride flag make its way down here past us in Thomas Circle, because that really is what they're trying to show this weekend. Visibility is so important. The pride flag is so important. And you have folks walking it down 14th Street here in the district, waving it proudly. And I do want to mention, because we talk about the pride flag a lot, we know that it has 6 colors.
Okay.
You have red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, you have green for nature, indigo for harmony, and violet for spirit. So there's so many meanings behind this flag that you're seeing, aside from its vibrancy and the rainbow.
The whole movement around gay rights has been so intentional. There isn't anything that's been done in this movement that has just been by chance. It's not just optics. It's about opportunity.
Yeah.
It's about the opportunity to change hearts and minds and move people to think about seeing all of us in the same way. Not us versus them, but all of us.
All right, we want to go to our Matthew Torres now. He is at the start of the parade route. And Matthew, we take it it's picked up significantly since we saw you a couple of hours ago.
Oh yeah, in fact the Gay Men's Chorus float just stopped by. They are all the way down there now. You can tell they're no doubt having such a good time here. We're here on this side of the parade route on 14th Street and T Street right now, where we've seen some floats making their way down here. I want to show you just how many people we have crowded now to the side of 14th Street here. So many people, different families, all people of all kinds. Can we get a little cheer here, guys? There you go, there you go. Let's talk to these guys here. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Okay, so what brought you out here? It's a lot hotter here, right?
Yes, way hotter, way hotter.
So far, what do you think? You've been to Pride in DC before? Is this your first one?
This is my third one.
Third one so far. World Pride, how's that going for you?
Wonderful.
Yeah, and
beautiful.
So far, I know there's only been some floats coming here. Is there anything you're looking forward to? Is there what is it about the energy here that makes you want to come back?
Everybody's just free and open, and they do what they want to do.
They do what they want to do, and she's got the glasses on. What else do we have here? We got the flag. Okay, who's with you? Who's with you?
These two.
They're like, no, we can't leave you guys out. What does it mean to be here, guys?
It means everything to be here. I can't even sit there and describe it. It means everything to be around like-minded people.
Yeah, with everything going on right now, it's just great to see community come together and support one another and just love each other and celebrate love.
I love that. And I know you guys are going to have a good time tonight.
We are.
She's like, we're not holding back here, right?
No, not at all.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All the way from Milwaukee. And if you guys remember the last hour, we met some guys from London as well. So right now, there's a bit of a lull here in this parade route. But here we have, I think this sounds amazing. My favorite is when we get to hear the band making their way down here. I'm not sure who they're with just yet. The Go-Go Museum. Oh my gosh, of course. You can obviously hear the music there. Let's get a little bit closer here. This is my favorite part. This is DC right here, guys. Quintessential DC. Go-Go music. I know it's about to get louder as they make their way down here. Oh, look at that. We have the vehicle for Laverne Cox, one of the Grand Marshals, who we saw earlier today during that press conference. But if this is anything that DC can provide and give that boost of energy, it is the Go-Go Museum making their way down here with this awesome bus and, of course, that band right on top with all of the instruments. This is amazing. I love this so much. And we're just starting out. I mean, there's been several floats so far, but this one is like, this is when you know the party is ready to start, baby. What's up, Mr. Bone? We recognize this guy here. What is it like to be here, man?
Oh, we here celebrating Pride.
You're not just celebrating Pride, you're celebrating DC, you're celebrating culture.
We celebrate Go-Go. This city is for everybody.
There you go.
We one city.
I know, the Go-Go Museum, which recently...
The heartbeat of Washington, D.C.
Hey, by the way, cool down. I see the sweat dribbling down already. You still got a long way to go. Bye-bye. So the Go-Go Museum recently opened. Of course, we've done stories on that as well. So such a cool experience to know that people from all over the world are coming here. And hopefully they get to learn a little bit of the DC culture as well. So let's keep walking down here while we can. So we're getting a little bit closer now to 14th and T Street here as well. And see if we can talk to more people down here. Can we talk to you guys? Where are you guys from?
Florida.
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 And why come up here?
We're showing support, my husband and I, and this is our friend Melinda. She's from West Palm.
It's important to be here. We have to be here. Yeah. We have to.
We earlier there was a press conference with the Grand Marshals. Laverne Cox was one of them. Someone threw out Florida with the current policies in place where people in the LGBTQ community may not feel welcome. It seems like you're really representing Florida, even though there is the policy.
100% representing Florida. We are tired of the hate in Florida. I can't leave, I have grandchildren and family, but I love this family.
And it's not just Trump, it's DeSantis too. We live in a state where they're literally burning books, taking books off shelves, telling people that we shouldn't be who we were born to be. It's really insane what's going on in Florida.
To have allies like this, what's that like?
It's amazing. It's amazing. They're like, yes!
Okay.
It's great friends coming to help us out. Woo!
And make sure to get some goodies and candies while you're at it, because you're going to need them, as we have known before. This is now the DC Mayor's office making their way down here. Of course, they were very pivotal in making this all happen. We heard from Jay Bowles as well from earlier, and really all of the work that's been put into this. We know there was some certainty with how many people would be showing up here, especially with the current administration. But so far, here at this moment, it's really all about having a good time, all about celebrating. And we have this man named Tony behind me. He was helping me in my hype crowd. Ruth, if you could turn around, if you don't mind here. this is my guy. You were helping me get the people amped up.
Well, actually, so
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. So I've actually been in both of your shoes before and as a line producer. So knowing where you are and making sure you don't get run over as a media person to another media person, thank you for being here.
And you know what? Let's cheer them on again. I love this get up here.
Thank you. Happy
Pride. Yeah. So it is like, what is this? Give me the inspiration behind. It's giving Cowboy Carter. It's giving Rainbow.
I'm celebrating my birthday today.
Yes, ma'am.
So I said, why not go all out for my birthday?
Yes. Dare I ask? Dare I ask?
I am 54 years young, darling.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what's the birthday anthem today?
Fun. Party. Fun.
Should we sing Happy Birthday? Should we go down?
Yes.
All right. Should we do the Stevie Wonder version or the regular one?
We can do both.
Okay, Happy Birthday. What's your name?
It's Velvet.
Velvet?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Velvet.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Velvet. Happy birthday, dear Velvet. Oh, people are judging right now. Happy birthday to and Happy Pride.
Yeah.
I could just stay out here all day and talk to people, right? The mayor's office. Oh my gosh, it's hot. By the way, I have this like napkin that I'm like literally blotting my forehead because it's just getting started with the heat, I feel like. And it's just getting started with all of the fun. Okay, that'll be my time for now here on 14th Street. Can we get a bit more action? A little more. Okay, we'll send things back.
Okay, Matthew, we're taking in the parade route from our location as well. Again, he's right there at 14th and T and Logan Circle. We're in Thomas Circle, so we're seeing these different portions of the parade. Matthew's at the very beginning. We're sort of at the halfway mark as they make their way down to Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, and if you look over our shoulders, there's another group coming behind us. It's hard to tell who they are, but they are certainly exuberant and excited to be here just like everybody else. The crowds are really growing in this area.
Yeah.
Every time we sort of look to the left or the right, we see more extraordinary happy faces here surrounding us.
All you have to do is say Happy Pride and everyone just erupts.
This is our joy center here.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think what I love about this moment, too, we talk about 50 years of pride in D.C., this sort of celebration. You think back to 1975, and one of the grand marshals, he started, Deacon McCubbin, this little bookstore, he's here today.
Yeah.
And he said, we need to do something. And they had about, they put out a call to the community to come and celebrate. And he didn't know how many people were going to show up. And he put the time for 2 p.m., small gathering, and he was worried because no one showed up at 2 o'clock, late as usual. And then thousands of people eventually showed up for what would be the beginning of World Pride, or Pride, I should say, in the city.
And look at how it's grown now. People have asked us, how many people are anticipated? It's really hard to know. I'm not sure that they have a firm grip on the numbers. It'll be interesting to see if there actually is a count of how many people are here. It's really exciting, though, to be here in the center of it. I haven't seen one unhappy person down here. Everybody has really been filled with pride.
Yeah.
Pride for this day, pride for the opportunity to be here in community with others.
Yeah.
Pride to walk in their light, in their joy, in their peace, and pride to know that they aren't alone.
Yeah. This is what happens when everyone can be themselves. We think of so many people who came to our city this weekend, and perhaps where they're from, whether it's in the United States or some other country, they don't have as many rights. They cannot be themselves. So when you have World Pride here and weeks of celebrating, clearly everyone's going to soak that up as much as they can. And that's on full display behind us and what you're seeing right there on your TV as well.
I'm glad you brought that point up, though, because we're looking at the 11, 12 pages of parade participants, and what we noticed is there are parts of our country, small communities and rural areas that are represented here with the sole purpose of making sure that the people that live there feel seen
That's right.
We live here in the nation's capital where people have a lot of agency, but in other parts of the country and a lot of groups that are participating today, it's a big deal for them to be here, to be seen in a space and then have to go back home where they maybe aren't as valued and aren't seen as equal contributors to making their communities and our society at large better and bolder.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, Shanghai Pride is represented here in World Pride, and we know in China, they don't have the same protections as we do here in the United States. They don't even have a parade. They have primarily festivals there in Shanghai.
And art installations for that very reason, right?
Yeah, so they find some way to, celebrate Pride, but this is totally different than what they would normally be used to back at home. So you have a lot of folks seeing what's happening here. Hopefully this will serve as an inspiration, to do the same wherever they're from.
So I think what we're seeing here are American Veterans for Equal Rights, LGBTQ, followed by the World Pride 2025 Fife, Drum, and Bugle Corps. You probably hear them marching behind us.
And it got, let's listen to this. You can make it out right now. What an art too, right? To be able to march and just,
Loud and proud.
Yeah,
I love
that
it.
is awesome. So again, they're making their way by us here at 14th Street.
And a perfect day for this, though. I mean, the sky's cleared up almost as if we're moving all the bad energy out and clear the way for the good energy to come through the city.
I talked to a lot of people in our community this morning, and it was overcast. And they were saying, I don't know if I'll make it to the parade because, you get a little rain in the mix. You got the outfits, you're trying to be cute. But I said, it's going to clear up. And it certainly has. We had a good mix of sun, a good mix of clouds, nice little respite. But it is certainly a beautiful day as it turns out for a parade.
Walking behind us now in the screen, these are the modern military minority vets and Sparta. They are a robust group, lots of energy, and lots of excitement as we see them walk by here at Thomas Circle.
And this is so good to see. I think when you look at not only the folks who are marching, but everyone has a message here today. So that's why they want to be part of this parade. They're hoping that the world sees what they have to say.
It's interesting to see these banners. This is about the fabric of freedom, and it's interesting that, so many of these sponsors have allowed their names to be used at a time when we've seen entities pulling out of Pride celebrations across the nation. And so I think it was really important for those that have supported Loud and Proud to be seen. This is the rainbow flag coming up right behind us.
There it is. That is the moment that I told you I was really going to be looking forward to.
Foundation, which you've been talking about, Zoe.
That's right.
You want to get some video of that?
Yeah, I'm going to get video because this is beyond cool.
Yes.
So we know that the flag that you're looking at right now, it was sent around to different Pride organizations across the world, and they stitched it together to have what you're looking at right there. So this really is a global event.
And as you said, each of those colors as they move behind us through this crowd has meaning and symbolism.
Yeah, because they wanted to make sure that the LGBTQ plus community is visible. And we said before, you can't miss the Pride flag. It was extremely genius to adopt that as your, and they want to make sure that it's seen and that it's posted because it does represent safety and inclusivity, and there's no shortage of that today.
And we were talking with Vincent Starr earlier. He talked about just how significant this flag has become. I think we had another guest who talked about how it is one of the most recognized brands, right?
Right.
In the world. And you see a Pride flag and you know what it denotes.
Yeah, and we heard from the Gilbert Baker Foundation a little earlier, and they talked about how the Pride flag is being banned in some towns, in some school districts. So they're part of what you're seeing right here. They organized to make this happen, to stand up to those who are essentially trying to silence the LGBTQ plus community. So again, it's hard to miss this, and they want to make sure it's seen. And again, this was stitched together using fabric and pieces from different communities across the country.
It's 1,000 feet long, so it may take a little while to move through the circle, but it certainly is exciting to see it for sure. And after the flag makes its way through, we're going to see something that has just become such an integral part of the fabric of our city, which is the Gay Men's Chorus. They'll be coming up after the flag moves through. Right now, though, the flag gets a moment to just flag.
Yeah. And everyone's going to want to get a picture of that and stop with that.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. And think of all the volunteers involved as well.
And I think there are some members of the Gay Men's Chorus that might even
you have the Gay Men's Chorus.
carrying the flag as well.
Yeah. So you have different members of the community who are part of this.
Yeah.
Again, you're bringing everyone together with this flag from all over the world.
All over the world. But when we talk about the Gay Men's Chorus, there are a lot of them here. And of course, they have been singing since 1981 to really improve equity, justice, and inclusion for all people. 250 members of the Gay Men's Chorus, 4 ensembles, dance performers. So we're getting to see a small number of them today here in Thomas Circle. Hi, everybody.
Sorry, we're getting sucked into that as well. It's contagious, you know. You talk about the Gay Men's Chorus, and they preach inclusivity and equality, and we always talk about how music brings everyone together. Yeah. So what better way, what better purpose?
Absolutely.
And they sound great if you haven't checked them out already.
Absolutely, they are an extraordinary ensemble.
All right, you want to go back to our Matthew Torres?
Yeah, let's go back to Matthew and see what he's seeing right now. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, it is so loud. I found the best spot by the DJ, by the music, with all of the... Look at that. Right now, this is, I believe, the Latinx float making their way here. Yes, Sashay, away. Happy Pride! You can find your queen right here. Look, we got Glenda.
Oh, love Glenda.
Hello. Oh, I just saw the Wicked trailer.
Thank you. It's so good to see me, isn't it? No need to respond, though. It's simply rhetorical.
You're amazing.
Why, thank you.
So, I mean, can we get a little sneak peek from the movie? With the singing, with the singing. Can we get a little bit?
I'm not allowed to say too much.
Okay.
I mean, Alfie would get a little bit upset otherwise. You know, it is a story about our friendship, but she would get really mad if I dropped any spoilers, and we're totally friends. And we're totally best friends.
I get it. Can we get at least a twirl? Yes. Look at that. That's amazing. I mean, hello. Why wouldn't we have Glinda over here? Where? Can I? Oh. May I? Wait, are we holding together? Yes, we are. Sorry, I don't know if I'm... Where's Elphaba?
Well, right, the heat might make her melt a little bit. So she's hanging out in the west right now. I hear she has some new pets. So I'm really excited to meet them. We have a play date. I love animals, you know that, right? And in honor of the animals, that's why I changed my name from Galinda to simply Glinda.
That's right. We love an animal ally.
Of course. Thank you so much.
I mean, hello. For all you Broadway members of the LGBTQ community, that's a little present for you there. I love that so much. So once again, we've just been checking things out here. So many cool floats are making their way down to where Lorenzo and Lesli are right now. So currently, it is all about pride here. It is all about being who you are. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
Yeah, talk about the electrifying energy of this crowd here.
I'm sorry?
Talk about what it's like to walk down the middle of 5th, 14th.
It's absolutely incredible. Do you see how many people are here today?
You tell me.
Oh my God, this is an incredible opportunity I have.
It's an amazing when they're like cheering you on. What's that feeling like? I mean,
it's great. It's amazing to serve my community and be here to support those who may not are oppressed in one way or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, best of luck. Stay cool as much as you can. I know you've got a long way to go still.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
You know, what's really cool is that the fact that this parade, people are really celebrating, obviously having a good time, but also they're recognizing it's about being open, about being who you are, being not afraid to express who you are. And the people that we've interviewed, that's kind of the bedrock of the reason they came here at the end of the day. I'm hearing the fans clacking. Who's the better clacker out of the two of you?
Sorry, what?
Who's the better clacker out of the two of you?
Oh, I think I am. I don't think so. I think I am.
The last we want is a clack off.
We're here from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico!
Yeah, we're having a great time.
Is this your first time in DC?
Yeah.
Yeah. WorldPride. Yeah. Yeah, what'd you guys get in so far? What do you think of DC?
Amazing. Oh, we're loving it. Yeah, we're taking over the DC.
You going to any of the concerts? You going to any of the festival?
Oh, we're going to WorldPride.
We are WorldPride.
No, but festival, the music festival.
Yeah. No, I get it. One more time, can we get the who's the better clacker?
You decide.
No, that. Are you going to be mad if I said it was him?
Oh, no.
No. Because after all, it's about love, right?
Yeah,
There's no hate. There you go. Look at that, Puerto Rico. Earlier, we talked to some people from Milwaukee, and they're handing out some of these kind of memorabilia and flags. Here you go. Who do we have next? Oh, JP Morgan Chase saying we stand proud. Guys, I'm telling you, it is a good time. For those who are like watching this, you can like watch on your phone and then make your way over here. It is such a good time. And the guys I was speaking to earlier, the energy is so just palpable. When you walk down here, everyone cheering you on, it's the best feeling. And let me tell you, right now, I have the best job. Leslie and Zoe, back to you.
Oh, hi everybody.
Hello.
We were telling you about the Gay Men's Chorus a little earlier, and they're going
right
by
behind us.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping they'd give us a little, tune or something.
I know.
They're like, we need a day off for Pride, huh?
This is a smaller
That
part
float
of
is
their
rocking.
ensemble, but they are always incredible, whether they're on a stage or in a parade.
So Matthew was talking about, I guess, clacking, and you were supposed to get that down by the end of this program.
Yeah, I've been
have
trying,
you mastered it yet? We got some.
My
Les,
band. Oh wait.
we got some work to do. Not that I can do it any.
Wait a minute. I think it's my band. I'm gonna have to play with that one.
Yeah, so it's a little hot here in the district.
But I am proud of my Trans Lives Matter fans, so I'm not gonna knock it.
Again, with everything, we're sending a message, right?
That's right.
Everyone has, whether it's the clothing they're wearing, the signs they're holding, they're getting the message across that while we are celebrating LGBTQ+ and accomplishments over the last couple of years here in the district for WorldPride, a lot of folks are also focused on the future and what's to come and some of the work that still needs to be done.
And I think what we heard from the ANC Stephen Starr we talked to is that while those who have picked up the banner are grateful for the work that their forebears did, they want people to know they were young people when they did this, and this becomes the responsibility of the generations that have followed to pick up that same baton to push for justice and equality, because the fight isn't over.
And we heard from someone earlier this week during our broadcast, again, another advocate, activist, who said, nothing's guaranteed. Just because you have it now doesn't mean, it can be taken away. So they're encouraging people who are here for WorldPride to act, to do something, to support your community, get involved, let everyone know, what's important to you. Again, fight for those rights. So that's important.
Yeah. This is a crucial intersection here, because you have people not just from our country, but from all over the world who come here to make a declarative statement that they matter and that their lives matter and that they're here to stay and here to contribute and here to make the world better for everybody, not just people who are in the LGBTQ+ community, because they see themselves as part of the human family.
Here we go. Do you guys hear that behind us?
Is
that the Go-Go bus?
The brand new Go-Go Museum that opened in Anacostia. Yeah.
We're gonna, if you guys can take a quick shot of that.
There they go.
The sound of DC.
Go-Go, hey, run!
Talk about elevating Go-Go and DC's official music on this world stage.
That's a first.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There certainly has been Go-Go in the parades before, but this is the first time the Go-Go Museum has had a place of residence in this parade, because they just opened You can't talk about the history of D.C., the history of gay rights or black gay rights without talking about the soundtrack of it. And it's go-go.
Yeah, so we always say, you're in D.C. once you hear go-go, right? So if
Absolutely.
anyone's, a little hungover, not all there today.
Wait, so
Where am
I'm
I?
reading your lips. Or did you say that you were a little
I'm not
impaired?
hungover. No.
Oh.
I'm saying if people are someone else.
Some people.
I was home early last night, okay?
The people that you know.
You're going to hear that go-go and remember you're in Washington, D.C., the official sound of the
So the
city.
reason why Zoe is saying this is because I said to him, there is no way that you're going home Friday and not doing anything Pride related. And he's like, oh no, I'm going to rest up so I can be ready for parade coverage. I said, oh no, friend, you're going to celebrate. And then you're going to come to the parade.
I was out just for a little bit.
I bet.
You got to celebrate World Pride
like
when
an
it's here.
ice cream cone or something.
Oh, yeah. Something. We have Mayor Bowser now marching in World Pride as well.
Here comes the mayor.
Mayor Bowser and her team. And what's interesting about the city is they encourage people to join the mayor in walking.
Yep.
So if people are ready, you want to walk in the parade, you just have a makeup of district residents here for World Pride.
The mayor and her team have been some of the loudest voices, obviously, pushing for World Pride here in Washington, D.C., and pushing for people to come and to celebrate.
Does she have a song?
Is there a song?
I thought he was singing Muriel, our little announcer behind us. Let's see what she has to say.
They're wearing.
What does Pride mean to you?
You can see the mayor is here. She's here with her daughter, Miranda, who we've seen grow up before our eyes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Bye, guys. Thanks so much. Happy Pride.
Mayor Muriel Bowser and the Bowser's team, Bowser administration, walking loud and proud today here at World Pride. Somebody just threw a ball over here. I wish I could catch it. It's a rainbow
Oh, they're throwing
ball.
out rainbow balls.
Thank you for throwing it to us and not at us.
Yeah, so you see a lot of folks. What I appreciate about the group and making out some of the faces here with the city, these are a lot of the folks who helped make this event happen. And they've really been instrumental with, working with Capitol Pride, working with the World Pride organization to bring World Pride to D.C. We know that D.C. was a runner-up after, a few issues with Taiwan, the original choice for 2025 World Pride. But you got to really applaud D.C. and Capitol Pride for stepping in to make this happen. It's not easy to welcome millions of people to your city over the span of several weeks.
Yeah, mastering the art of the pivot. There were a few little hiccups there with the closure and then the reopening and then closure and reopening and closure and finally reopening of Dupont Circle
Right.
Park. Ultimately, they got to a happy place, and I would say probably a better place.
Yeah.
People came here to celebrate, and that is an essential part of the celebration.
And listening to what the mayor said, she said it over time. This is the gayest city in the world.
Yes.
And she wants to make sure people see that, they understand that this is a place of inclusivity and all are welcome to the district. And she acknowledged that there is more work to be done. So, do you know anything about this group that just walked by?
Oh, HU! You know!
Someone knows about HU. They know about it all too well.
Our producer Spencer just held up a sign that said Howard. I'm like, Howard University? Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
Standing proud, walking in the Pride Parade again, letting everyone know that all are welcome. And you talked about this earlier. It's interesting to see who's taking part in the parade this year, who's standing proud, because there have been threats to some universities, some organizations, especially when it comes to DEI. But you still have folks here today who are saying this is important to us, and we want to make sure you all know that.
Yeah, I think it brings new meaning to the words loud and proud. People won't be silent.
Yeah.
That they won't be invisible, and that they will continue to fight for the rights that are theirs.
Yeah. So this is, again, you got a lot of folks lining the parade route. You can see there from our live shot. They're starting at 14th and T, which is Logan Circle, making their way down 14th Street. here at Dupont Circle, and then to Pennsylvania Avenue, where I understand there's a big old party.
There's a big old party, and there's a big old concert with, I don't know, people like Cynthia Erivo. I don't know. I mean, the city really showed out with World Pride.
Yeah.
Building up to the crescendo, which of course is the parade and the concert and the end of it. And the weather. Can we talk about how we were really concerned about whether the weather was going to hold up, and it's just been extraordinary.
We were worried during the week. We're like, no showers, no storms. You get World Pride once.
Yeah, because people want to live boldly, but they don't want to live wet.
You know people playing their outfits.
They want to live dry for parade. Yes, absolutely.
So this has been really, really good to see. Who do we have behind us right now?
Oh, yes.
Happy Pride to you. Happy Pride to you.
This is the Department of Aging and Community Living for the District of Columbia behind us on this Old Town trolley, followed by the LGBTQ plus firemen on the fire trucks that will follow them. There's really every part of our community is represented.
Yeah. And I love that at the beginning of the parade, we had a lot of global organizations here on this international stage, really just expressing themselves, living proudly, living boldly, as we just saw there. And now you have DC. A lot of government agencies, a lot of DC groups being represented here for Pride as well, because as we've said, this is a welcoming city. A lot of folks know that the District of Columbia is the place to be, and it is a welcoming city if you are LGBTQ.
That's right. It's a global celebration, but it's a local family. It's a local family here. It feels like a family reunion. There's so much joy on people's faces, so much happiness. You know, people are clacking those fans, clacking them the way they should.
Yeah.
Not like some of us who are still trying to figure out how to clack the fans. But it really, it's like a party like no other, a party with a purpose.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, you bring so much to Pride, and your personal stories, just a lot of what's happening in the world. But I think you find this day, people just sort of let loose and try to forget about it all and just have fun with it, as we see the DC Fire Department.
People literally let their hair down.
Yeah.
It's been great.
DC Fire and EMS doing the important work in our city,
This
also
is
standing
number
proud
10.
as well.
This is company number 10 here in the city. Hey!
That is quite the float.
That
You talk
is
about
quite the float.
how are we going to show up for Pride?
I'm not
Well,
sure how you top that one, right?
yeah.
The dual purpose float. We can float and we can save your life at the same time.
Yeah.
They can float and save your life at the same
That's
time.
right.
Pretty good.
So, yeah. Thankfully, no emergencies right now.
Coming up is this VW truck I've been saying. This is what
That
you
is it.
need in your life. This is your future.
Why do I need this lime
Because it's really cool.
VW?
I can totally see you driving it and filling it up.
Oh, this is Laverne.
All right,
Cox
these are our
behind.
grand marshals.
Yeah. Again, an actress and transgender rights advocate. You may recognize Laverne from Orange is the New Black. And in 2014,
That's Deacon. And then coming up behind the Deacon is Laverne Cox.
that's right. In,
So it's putting on quite a show.
in 2014, she became the first openly trans person nominated for an Acting Emmy Award. So Laverne Cox is here with us right now. This is the point where we have a lot of our grand marshals.
Looking good, all. Thank you.
Laverne taking in the show there for a minute.
There's Laverne Cox.
Let's hear what Laverne has to say.
Pride means protest. Pride means us looking out for each other no matter what. No matter what these mother tuckers are going to try to do to us in Congress or in the White House. We've been here before. We know how to be there for each other, and we're going to do that. And today is a demonstration of that. We got each other, right? We got each other. Stay in the love, honey. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah indeed, Laverne Cox, everyone! We loved you and every project you do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, again, Laverne Cox there taking in the moment, but also sending out a message that, you know, the LGBTQIA plus community has been here before. This community knows how to fight. This community knows how to stand up and protect its own.
I also appreciate how she edited part of that so we don't get into trouble with the FCC. Thank you very much, Laverne Cox, for that.
And really at a pivotal time when you're talking about trans rights under attack right now, being rolled back. So she's standing up, being visible, making sure that trans voice is heard.
This is our third Grand Marshal, Renee Rapp, who's there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Singer and actress who starred in Broadway's Mean Girls and TV's The Sex Lives of College Girls. Apparently a rising queer pop star, and is going to perform during the WorldPride Music Festival too.
So she's going to have a busy day participating in the parade and then giving a show after. All right. Hi.
Look great. Thank you so much. Welcome to WorldPride.
Coming up after them, you're going to see DC Latinx Pride. Members of the Latinx community showing off their pride.
Okay, by law, I have to read it. It's tyranny, deport Trump. Oh, I love it. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Again, you're talking about a community, Latina pride, being represented here in the district, and this is a really tough time for a lot of members of their community. Obviously, with a lot of the deportations we've seen. So they're right there, bringing home Andre Jose. So they're really standing proud, getting their message across while the world is watching.
We should tell people it's the sights and the smells of DC.
Yeah, it's a.
You know you're in DC
when there's a smell.
At an event, when there's quite the added fragrance. I'm sure you can figure that out.
Let's go to our Matthew Torres now, who is at the beginning of the parade route, where again the party just continues. Matthew.
Yeah, no doubt, party still continuing. We are closer to T Street here on 14th right now. We have WMATA Metro passing by us here. Just briefly, you can see just how colorful this Metro bus is at the moment. So there is a little bit of, actually, let's turn this way, Ruth. Lost River, West Virginia, which has a pretty good community when it comes to the LGBTQ folks there. I've actually yet to go there, but hopefully one of these days we will do that as well. But here at 14th and T, the energy is still alive, no doubt. Hello, West Virginia. So we are representing WV here.
That's right, Lost River.
I know, you guys are pretty well known, right, within the community?
I think so. Within DC and the Baltimore area, people know who we are.
Yeah, okay, so why should people go to Lost River?
Well, there's a great community out there. The guest house is a well-known spot to come and hang out in the summer. It's got a great pool area. And honestly, it's just a great group of people, very inclusive, and I love being there.
All right, after party should be in Lost River, right?
Yes, actually there's a Lost River Pride at the end of the month, so everyone should come.
Love that, perfect timing. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Look at that. They got their own flag too, waving it strongly and proudly. Let's talk to these guys over, oh, hold on. Let's talk to these guys over here. Oh, you're giving me that look. Oh, I knew the camera was coming here.
Yes.
Where are you guys from? Tell us how you having a good time?
Georgia. Yeah, we're having a really good time.
I love Georgia. Where in Georgia?
Columbus, Georgia.
Hey, okay. And you've been to DC before?
Yeah, I've been here a few times.
Tell us why this is so important to be here in WorldPride. Why was it so important for you to be here for WorldPride?
I mean, just to really have fun with my friends, really live life, really. Honestly, it was a good time.
So we spoke to some people earlier from Puerto Rico about clacking their fans. Are these your friends here too or no?
Huh?
I was gonna say, who could clack their fan the loudest?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
Oh, he says, I don't know. I think Leslie's got it on point back where she was. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Can we talk to you guys as well? Where are you guys from? Are you having a good time?
We are from Washington, D.C. Yeah, we just live a few blocks away.
Talk about perfect experience. You could just literally make your way down here.
We did, and we do every year.
So far, what do you think about the floats?
Say what?
What do you think about the floats so far?
They've been great. Yeah. I'll take more.
She wants more. Yeah, you're right. I want more music too. Yeah, you're right. I want more floats. So to be able to walk down 14th Street, it's pretty cool. Hold on. I gotta go across. This guy, he's been wanting our. This was the side we should have been. How are you doing?
All right, thank you.
I noticed you being really grabbing all the goodies that flying your way.
Yeah, we're trying to get as much as we can.
Yeah.
Look we already broke this one. We need a new one.
How's your experience so far?
It's my first time being here for the three of us, and we enjoy it. We love it. It's very nice to be with all of you together and then enjoy this parade.
First time in DC or just Pride, World Pride?
The Pride.
Really?
Yeah, we like the DC too. We have enjoyed the great time that we have here. The culture, the architectural, and all the history.
So to clarify, this is your first Pride?
The first Pride.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is it like? I mean, being able to be out and proud, being able to have fun, being who you are, but what are you taking away from this moment?
Well, compared to other years, this is amazing. Yeah. We need to get more together and vote and get the solidarity that we can have.
And where are you guys from?
I'm from Guatemala.
Guatemala?
Argentina.
Los Angeles. We're just making a little triangle over here. Well, welcome guys. Enjoy the rest of DC. Can we get one more cheer from all of you guys? This is honestly, that's really what I love about talking to people. You don't know where they are. I mean, Guatemala, Argentina, we spoke to people from London. So it has been truly a world pride when it comes to where everyone is coming from. So there is a little bit of a lull right now, so we'll send things back over to Zoe and Leslie.
That's fun.
We're on.
That's right. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you. You're having a little snack. You do your snack, and we're going to take a quick break for a few words from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
WUSA 9's coverage of World Pride is sponsored by DC Health.
DC Health is committed to a future free of HIV and AIDS. We've made significant strides, with new HIV diagnoses on a downward trend. But our work is not done. To reach our 2030 goal of reducing new HIV diagnoses to fewer than 21 each year, we must continue to raise awareness about sexual health, educate our communities on prevention tools, challenge stigma, and confront inequality head-on. Learn more and access free resources at sexualbeing.org.
I'm Leslie Foster, and I want to invite you to join me for a new streaming experience called The First. I've always been drawn to trailblazers, the people, places, and moments that change everything. Those who chase their passions, forge new paths, and open doors for others to follow. They may be the first, but they're determined not to be the last. And our very first episode features Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. She opens up about life beyond the bench and what it really means to carry the weight of history.
I want to make sure that other people who might think that they don't have a chance to do something like this look at my life and experience and do the work and go for it.
Join me for The First, streaming now only on WUSA 9 Plus. Download the app on your TV and watch for free.
The WUSA 9 Plus app. Watch us live and continue with us on WUSA 9 Plus. And get extended coverage of weather and breaking news. The WUSA 9 Plus app.
Get Up DC keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings. Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Well, this really all comes down to a major staffing shortage.
Stay ahead of the storm with weather impact alert days.
Any plans we may have will be getting wet into the evening.
Start with a team you trust.
Get Up DC, good morning to you.
We appreciate you joining us as always.
On Get Up DC, weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.
We are keenly aware
that people have a whole lot of options to choose from every day. I count it as a privilege when people say, I want to hear it from you all, right? I want to spend time with you all because of the way that you're connecting with me. The thing that is interesting about local news is there's no real separation for us between us and community because we live here.
This is home.
Right. We have to answer to you, and you will let us know how you feel about it.
Appreciate your moment of wisdom.
The biggest names, the realest convos. No fluff, all facts.
My man.
This is A Moment of Wisdom, where influence meets impact. Now streaming on WUSA 9+.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the WorldPride Parade here in the district. It's good to see you here on WUSA 9+. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
I'm Lesli Foster. It's exciting. Right coming behind us is Eastern High School. They're an incredible band. You can hear them a little off in the distance, but they're getting closer to us now.
Yeah, can we take a shot at Eastern's band right now? Because we know they've been performing all over the country, all over the world. This is a phenomenal band, and it's so good to see them here today as well, representing the district, representing their high school, Eastern High.
We usually see them all dressed up in their regalia, but they scaled down a little bit to do the heat, but they are an incredible band. Go Eastern!
Yeah, I love their shirts right there as well. If you take a closer look at them, talking about inclusivity. Let's see what set they're going to perform for us right now. Way to go. I got to give a shout out to the tuba player as well. I played tuba in middle school and it was not good.
Well,
so they are awesome.
You found your passion and they found their passion and they are excellent. The many groups out here participating in today's Pride Parade.
Yeah, that's right, including an Iranian group as well. You're going to see that float in just a minute. And we know that our Rafael Sanchez Cruz, he caught up with the folks who are behind this this float here in the D.C. area and the important message they're trying to send through art.
Let's hear one more time for Eastern.
So anywhere where it says B.
So many of us haven't met each other before, funnily enough.
In a matter of weeks, this group came together.
We need all the help we can get.
They raised funds.
We're not just building a float, we're building connections and potential lifelong bonds.
The entire inspiration for this was what would queer Iranians in Iran want to see on this world stage.
Mina Jafari was charged with making this inspiration into art.
In Farsi, they say, "Muqavemat zindagi ist," which is existence is resistance.
A resistance that this group says is necessary more than ever.
What we're doing here couldn't happen in Tehran, for example, I don't think. So to have the stage, to have the opportunity to create this visibility.
My focus was creating someone who is gender non-conforming.
In the language that we speak in Persian, we don't use pronouns. So there is a beauty and magic to seeing another person's humanity that transcends something as simple as gender.
And also speaks to the transgender community who have come under attack here in the US, but also, you know, to reference the people who are fighting to live just a regular life in Iran as well.
Other Iranian artists have shared their art to be included in the parade.
That's cute, I like that.
A message that's already resonating.
People have been DMing me, people that I just would have never thought.
Mina Rahimi says they've started a conversation.
They're sharing their stories about their struggles and coming out.
A conversation that Rahimi says can be difficult in the Iranian community.
I think even seeing these images in this community will hopefully plant the seed.
A seed of acceptance.
We're here for you, and we see you, and we love you.
Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
Yeah, so there you have it. We talked about this a lot. A lot of folks are using this moment to send out a message to the world while everyone's watching, including this group right here.
Absolutely, and behind us we just saw some members of DCPS. We've got the Bermudan contingent right now representing the LGBTQ plus community in Bermuda, ensuring that people there are seen, are heard, and validated in their life experience.
And what I find interesting about this as well, Les, as we watch this parade and who's involved, you have a lot of these pride groups letting folks know, hey, you're welcome. You can come here. Bermuda is a place for you. So that's been interesting as well, as these different groups try to let everyone know that they are welcoming and you have a place there.
Yes, so many different entities represented, not just from here, but around the world, including communities where the experience of being LGBTQ is not one that is universally embraced. And so to know that they're here and affirmed and part of this global family has to leave them feeling full and ready for the fight that still continues wherever home is for them.
And that's why you have Interpride walking by right now, the International Association of Pride Organizers. So they're really the group responsible for bringing everyone together, these different pride organizations, and knowing what they need to fight for, what's important, and really what's happening around the globe and keeping everyone on the same page. So Interpride marching in the parade, doing the important work year-round, globally. So it's really good to just see these different groups in there.
It is.
And what they bring to the table, because they're all, yes, they're part of the LGBTQIA plus community, but they're also different and unique in their own way.
It is, and it's interesting to see how each group does something a little bit different, from what they're wearing to the energy they bring to the parade route. They're all being their own authentic selves, and it's great to see. It is true, stronger together and prouder than ever.
Yeah, we were telling you about Shanghai Pride a moment ago.
Here, I think.
Their sign, stronger together, prouder than ever. And Asbury Park Pride, they're with them as well. And so we were telling you, I don't know if you remember at the top of our streaming here, that Shanghai, they don't have a lot of the same legal protections in China that we're used to here in the United States. But they still find their ways to celebrate. And they still wanted the world to know that they are celebrating and they're accepting in Shanghai as well.
This is one of those communities we talked about where they really are trying to build inclusivity. And the Oceania is Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands, and really recognizing people in those communities as well. As we see them coming down here behind us here in Dupont Circle, headed toward Pennsylvania Avenue, you can see them getting a rousing round of applause here.
And I love this global fair. It's different to see how people celebrate.
Absolutely.
You know, we're used to Capitol Pride putting on the Pride show here in DC every summer, but to have this international touch is special. It's different. It's pretty cool.
Matthew Torres is getting to see lots of different parade experiences and talking to lots of people. Let's see where you are now, Matthew, and who you're talking to.
Hey there, we're here at 14th and Riggs. I know it is so loud right now, but here we got the energy from our European friends, the Nordics, for equality. So we got Sweden, Norway, Denmark. You know, about time we heard some ABBA here today. How are you guys? How are you doing?
I'm very good,
thank you.
This is amazing. I love this. Which country are you from?
This is Norway.
Norway. I'm going to Norway for the first time actually in a few weeks.
Pardon?
I'm going to Norway for the first time in a few weeks. I'm going to need some suggestions from you. What is it? What is it like?
The Nordics are together today.
No, clearly. What is it like to be so united here today?
This is a good tradition for the Nordics.
Yeah?
Solidarity for everyone. Humanity.
Humanity. That is all unity right here. How are you? I love, you got all the flags in your hair.
Yes, I do.
Tell us, what was it like to be, put this together for today?
Oh, it's just wonderful. It's an amazing feeling. You just can feel sort of the love coming from the people, and we're trying to give it back.
That's right.
Yeah. This is the Ambassador of Iceland. Oh, sorry.
That's what it's all about. You heard him say it. Humanity. Hold on. Let's get some people singing. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away?
That's right. Somebody help you out. Also, actually, coming from this same flow, we finally heard Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I felt like it took so long to finally hear that song. No, we're so just walking down here on 14th. We're just passing Rigg Street right now, where the energy is still alive and well. You can see that. Yay! How are you doing? You having a good time?
Yes, I am.
Yes, how much of a good time?
Sorry?
How much of a good time? I know it's so loud,
Great.
too.
500%.
Let's hear the whistle. That is a 500% whistle, baby. How are you doing?
How are you?
I love the sash here. What does it say?
Capital Pride Hero. I was a hero in 2004.
Tell me all about, so 2004 till now.
Yes, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Much bigger crowds.
A lot of change.
A bit, yes.
A bit.
Yeah, I got married. I could get married. That was the best part about it. Who knew?
But to see where you guys are at now versus 2004, I mean, describe that for me.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. I've been organizing. I've been involved with prides. I think this is 31 years. Yeah. I started in '94.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm old.
No, you're still young in spirit, though, as they say.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. I mean, we have merit equality. Look at this crowd. Just pan and look at the number of straight people and allies on this, you know. And this is an insane crowd. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for what you have done and still continue to do.
Yeah.
Hey, look at you. Look at that. Chris Dyer, folks. As we're also greeting all of the people down here. Hello! Are they too loud for you?
No, not loud
Why
enough.
aren't you plugging your ears?
Well, because I'm old and I'm trying to keep my hearing as long as I can.
But still young in spirit, right?
Exactly, yes.
How are you guys doing?
Good, we're great.
Where are you guys visiting from?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Hey, I used to live in Tennessee. I know all about that. Have you guys been to D.C. before?
Yes, many times.
And been for Pride before as well?
We have as well, yeah.
We've actually walked to the parade
walked to the
before.
parade, yeah.
Nice. But how would you compare, I guess, World Pride to, I guess, a regular D.C. Pride?
Look, it's always fun. This may be a little more extra, but also fun.
You said a bit more extra?
A little extra.
Extra. That means you guys are here. That's why. The personality's a bit extra, right?
Thank you.
See, that's a compliment. Happy Pride, happy Pride. That's a compliment. Just a little bit extra. Who do we have here? The King Street Trolley, free. And look who we're stepping up. Hello. Hi. Can we get on the float? Can we get in the bus? Can we get in the bus? No. They said no. You lied to me, sir. Oh my gosh. This is the best part. It's just meeting random people. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, who is that?
Let's go, lesbian!
Oh, I thought they were cheering for that man as if it's someone new.
Happy Pride! Happy Pride! Happy Pride! Yay! Let's go!
I don't know where you guys are standing, but I'm having a party, Leslie and Zoe.
I love how the parade goers just stay ready. They stay ready for Matthew. They're like, we know he's coming over to talk to us. Who finds somebody from Norway when you're getting ready to go visit? And all these other people with all these through lines. Only Matthew.
Everybody from all over. Everybody from all over here.
Everybody. So we got DC council members over here behind us. I just saw the chairman.
Yeah, we had a couple of them walking by.
Charles Allen is
a moment ago. Who is this? That's yeah, Charles Allen there.
Brianna Doe came through a short time ago.
Instrumental in making all this, huh?
I said lots of folks out.
Yeah, a lot of folks out. Now we have DMV libraries. The freedom to read. Sending that message. Who knew we'd be talking about that?
I know, right?
That everyone should have access to books.
Who knew we'd be talking about education?
Yeah.
And an assault on the Department of Education at this point either. Hey, look, Brooke Pinto's here too. Looks like all the council members have come out, and then behind Brooke, you got Zachary Parker's team behind them. So DC Council fully supporting the WorldPride festivities here.
Yeah, so it looks like the council is still going through as well. You have Brooke Pinto. Let's see what she has to say. Saying we got your back forever.
Got your back.
That's the message a lot of folks want to hear. You have Zachary Parker as well, the city's only LGBTQ council member.
He said, I'll see you in Dupont.
I'll see you in
Clearly
Dupont.
one of the lawmakers that was pushing for the city to keep Dupont Circle Park open.
There's always politics involved, isn't it? For everything.
Yes. Hey, we got some cool cars coming up too on this one side of our screen. Let's see who these people are. Let's see. Oh, that's Anita Bonds. Again, we've been talking about how DC council members really have been coming out in full force supporting this effort.
I feel like they're competing in a certain way. Who's going to have the best representation at WorldPride, you know?
I would have to say Anita Bonds has the best transportation. Good job, happy Pride.
Anita Bonds, another one. She says, I'm not walking. I'll be in the passenger seat of this Jeep.
Being her authentic self.
Yeah.
And Metro is here. And you know what? Also saying proud to offer the world, and also inclusion on the front of, you know, there are some people who may have disabilities who may not be able to walk. They're saying you all have a place too at Pride.
And Metro and WMATA, they've made it a point every Pride to wrap their trains and their buses in these rainbows to let folks know as soon as they arrive, they're getting around the city. Welcome to DC. Welcome to WorldPride.
Welcome to DC. And WMATA waited until after WorldPride and Pride is over to make these new changes that are going to happen to the bus system and some of these routes. So I think it was the right call to wait, especially because, and Metro, of course, is open until 2 a.m. tonight, so you can get your party on and still get home. That changes Sunday night, though. They're only open until midnight. It's good for folks to know this.
Yeah, so if you're going to any of the celebrations, if you're coming down to the big festival at the end of the parade route a little later on, watching us right now, Metro is definitely going to be your best bet. So take a train, take a bus to get on down here and join us.
Thank you, Nikki.
Happy Pride.
There it is. All right, so obviously we know we got thousands of visitors here from across the world to be here today, and that includes people who may be stopping at a cafe, right?
That's right. It's up there on Capitol Hill, and here is more on that for you.
Regardless of the weather outside, it's always sunshine and rainbows inside.
Oh, hot or ice?
Where As You Are bar owners want you to enter like the name says.
As you are. When I'm at work, you know, I take out my nose ring, or I speak different, or I dress different, or carry myself differently. And we wanted to have a space that you could literally just bring all of that, all of those pieces of yourself.
Co-owners Joe McDaniel and Coach Pike found their missing piece while working at a queer bar.
We were best friends for a while. I think we got the courage to decide to both try out a relationship and try to do it our own. Yeah. And then we opened March 22 and got married in June 22.
Emerging with a mission to decenter alcohol and recenter community.
We just saw that a lot of our community was sort of being missed by the spaces we had available, and we just decided we wanted to put something together that's a little more choose your own adventure.
Cafe downstairs and dance floor upstairs.
So this is where the magic happens.
Creative director Gigi Balderas first found the magic as a patron.
And I started coming to the dance parties, and I felt this overwhelming sense of safety and belonging.
That's exactly the feeling Gigi wants WorldPride visitors to feel in DC.
I understand kind of the hesitancy with the administration and the environment, but overall, in our day-to-day lives, we're not afraid, and we don't want to be afraid. Of course, things are scary, but queer joy is resistance, and all we can do is keep loving each other, keep being kind to each other, and keep embracing DC the way it's always been. DC isn't the administration. DC is culture and love and community.
The history of gay bars and queer spaces was that we were safer in numbers. Like, let's all come together. That's how we can protect each other, because it truly wasn't safe. And so we're just continuing on that spirit.
A spirit of kindness, love, and celebration. At a place that always welcomes you as you are. In Southeast DC, Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.
All right, now back to our roving World Pride reporter, shaking down folks for the best human stories that you can find on the parade route.
That's right. Matthew, who do you have with you right now?
Hey, I have Freddie here. This is officially, look at this. He is on his way to get married. We've done stories on Freddie, how are you feeling?
Fabulous.
Fabulous, and your outfit is it's magnificent.
I like to be understated, you know, low key.
This is Freddie's of Freddie's Beach Bar in Arlington, who also has a location in Rehoboth Beach. Look at him. This is all he deserves, is the attention that he's actually going to get married at Franklin Square. And this is actually Senator Danica Rome of Virginia, who is officiating the wedding and who's also leading this.
Happy World Pride from Freddie's Beach Bar on behalf of Freddie and Johnny.
What's your message to people who want to find the same love as you, Freddie?
Give love a chance.
Give love a chance, he says. If that is a big takeaway, not only are we spreading love, but also you still have to give chance. Still got to give a chance. And just out here now, down on 14th, we are by Q Street. In fact, earlier we heard people chanting or singing, "Here Comes the Bride." As look at this. Look how long that is. This is so cool. Talk about a complete, just big sign of your love to be in this. Look at this. Are you in charge of this, making sure this doesn't get trampled over?
I'm in charge of the veil today, baby.
Baby. What? I mean, look at Freddie. Just
Freddie getting married on the float during the parade. Is there anything more iconic? Even Princess Di's veil couldn't.
I love that there's someone holding an umbrella.
Yes, it is a hot day. Everybody drink water, stay hydrated, keep that sunscreen on, stay safe.
That's right. And are you keeping this makeup on?
Oh, the makeup is on because it is a little bit of construction material and some shellac. That's what keeps it on.
What is your name?
I am Sister Patty O'Pounder of the Fourth City Sisters out of St. Louis.
Yes, ma'am.
And lovely to meet you guys. You guys stay safe and hydrated too.
Look at that. Of course we will. We truly love. We have interviewed Freddie so many times throughout the years, whether that be celebrating Pride or whether that's combating hate or vandalism at his own place. So it has been such an amazing time. Can we get a little bit of love here? Did you see Freddie? He's getting married.
We love Freddie's from Arlington.
Oh, you've been?
We have been. We love Freddie.
Who knew, like, all this time?
They're beautiful. It's beautiful. Congratulations, and we're so happy.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys look fabulous. Happy Pride. Wait, what's here? What's here? Oh, here's Freddie's Frawley's drag show. Obviously, we got to have the actual Freddies showing up. So anyways, we love that opportunity that we got to speak with Freddie even for just a little bit. But if there's parting words before I send it back to Zoe and Leslie, is what he told us. It is to give love a chance. Guys?
Good. Okay.
I wonder if it's happening. All right, Matthew, leave it to you to get to the grooms and their special day before everybody else. The one thing we're still trying to figure out is if Freddie and Johnny are actually going to stop along the route and get married.
Yeah,
right?
I'm assuming they'll. So we're at the center point where a lot of these groups are stopping to do their presentation. So we can only assume that Freddie and Johnny will get married right here behind us.
Do you remember what they said in the story that they've been together 28 years, and Freddie was talking about we had to make sure we still liked each other.
After
That's
28
a long
years,
time.
right?
You better like him a whole lot if you waited that long. But what a special time to be able to kind of crystallize that commitment in this way, loud, proud, bold, and on a day when it's all about love and all about acceptance.
And they're calling it a little gay chapel.
I love it.
And what I find interesting about this as well, Les, is we know that more couples were supposed to be involved.
That's right.
But
and they backed out.
And a lot of them backed out because of the political climate right now. They just couldn't make it to D.C. But Freddie and Johnny, they're local. They have Freddie's Beach Bar there in Arlington. They still want to make it happen after all this time.
And what I love is the joy and the faith that Freddie still has in this community, even after his own business had been on attack, and even after it had been vandalized, and even after all of this, he still has found that sliver of hope and joy to keep going and to keep pushing. And to keep pushing. All right, let's see what's behind us now. Oh, these are beautiful costumes here.
This is wonderful. And
fantastic.
what I want to say as well about what we're going to see between Johnny and Freddie in just a moment, you're talking about nearly 10 years as well since the Supreme Court essentially legalized same-sex marriage here in the U.S. So we're going to see that on full display in just a moment with Freddie and Johnny as they make their way down 14th Street.
It's fantastic. So we know we've got one wedding. We saw one proposal at the very beginning with the women's motorcycle group, and apparently they said yes.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. You never know what could happen. There's a lot more hours to go. We might have more proposals.
Yeah, so the parade goes until 8 o'clock.
It goes now, to be clear, we do not go until 8 o'clock. We go until 5 o'clock.
You have somewhere to be tonight? Huh?
Well, not exactly, but you know how you get yourself ready and you say, oh, we're going to go until 5 o'clock. So I know everyone is so excited watching us on WUSA 9 Plus because you've downloaded it for free and you're watching it on your smart TV. Thank you very much.
And we should let you know, share this with folks. Share our WUSA 9 app, this link, with a lot of folks who couldn't be here with us today to let them know there is a way to still take part in what's happening in this city. You have Black Pride as well marching through the Center for Black Equity. We told you about them a short time ago. Black Pride took place here in the district. We also spoke with Ra Amin.
Yes, we did.
Who is
the Black Gay Collective. They're going to be collecting the stories of people who were integral to the movement of not just gay rights, but black gay rights, and making sure those voices are heard and heard from them.
Yeah, so they're making sure they collect those, I guess, oral histories of the folks who have been part of this movement for quite some time to make sure that does not get lost. So again, you see the Center for Black Equity going by, looking wonderful. Happy Pride!
Happy Pride!
Doing the important work.
I appreciate the context that Rob brought to this to tell us that, that gay rights and black gay rights, while they are intertwined, they may not look the same, that they are different intersections that people in the black gay community may be living in. So their walk and their stories may be very individual, and the fact that they want to capture them in their own voices, I think, is really important to telling the stories.
Yeah, so you're talking about a period as well for a lot of the older folks. Not only were you turned away for being gay at times, but talk about segregation as well. You're dealing with just so many issues over time. So just different experiences, and I think that's a reminder here as we talk about World Pride and these different communities that are coming here this weekend to let us know their stories, their experiences, so we have a greater understanding of the impact of what's happening.
We talk about World Pride. It is sort of a we are the world movement right here in our backyard. It's really special to watch, to see how it's manifesting, and we're building so we can see around each corner there's a whole new robust part of the parade coming through. So I think they're pacing themselves. That's another thing. You gotta keep people waiting. You gotta get something to get even more excited about,
Oh, great. I was trying to see what group we had here. I love it. This is the part where they generally stop. They have their moment to shine before the cameras, say whatever they want to say, and that's what makes this parade so special. You know, there's a message behind everything.
It's one of a kind in so many ways. It really is. We'll let you watch this for just a moment.
So we have these different countries coming up as well. You all missed Amsterdam when we were with our Matthew Torres. We know that World Pride is going to be taking place there next year. So they're getting ready. They're getting a sense of what's happening here in the nation's capital, how they can get prepared for World Pride.
This is the float that Matthew saw from his vantage point. So these are the great Nordic countries coming here, Norway and many others. We were seeing they're coming through with the music. Hi.
They were like, wait, you missed one.
Wow. I love it. I wonder how the different countries transported their respective floats here. Did they send them fully formed, or did they assemble them here?
I'm assuming, that would be a great job to be an ambassador for Pride. I'll go to this country and get the materials needed to build your float.
We haven't told that part of the story, which should be interesting, the current dynamics right now.
But they're all trying to bring their own flavor to what we're seeing today, and we can certainly see that as we watch a lot of these floats going by. Some folks have floats, some people have cars, some people are choosing to just walk on through. You have Ride the Bus there, World Pride 2025. Let's see who we have now.
I have to say I'm a little distracted by the DJ because the music is just so great.
He's keeping us
and
going.
I also can't hear a thing you're saying, Lorenzo.
So if we take a
If
moment.
you're watching us and we're looking at each other intensely, it's because we're reading each other's lips. Because I can't hear you. It is so loud.
It's like talking at a party. You
So
try to make it out.
fantastic. Matthew's got the best seat on the parade route, though, because he gets to move along with the crowd. Let's check in with Matthew now.
Hey, I have the best spot here at 14th and Q. Look at this one from New Orleans with the alligator. I love that float. It's such a cool float. And also very Louisiana of them to have that. So this is such a really cool float. I know it's been so amazing being on the side of the route to at least be able to see the creativity behind all of these floats. I know my photographer Ruth is rushing to get you a pretty good vantage point, especially as beautiful float, as many people are out and about cheering people on. Now we have the Jose Andres group. Who do we have here? This is a fabulous affair. I know you're probably so good at doing it anyways, but
I don't know, this year was like a little last special, so I didn't know what to wear, and I was like, let's do some wings and sparkles on it, so white boots, let's rock and roll it.
Okay, can you give me like a lesson on the confidence and the strut? You are just walking with snoozing with sexing it, and
you have to believe in yourself, to be honest.
Okay,
you have to make it on.
Okay. Yeah, yes. Look at this. Am I doing it right? Hold on, yeah, is that, hold on. We got left. Yeah, yes. Look at me, as if I'm some runway model or Bianca, right? What's your name? Eileen, I'm sorry. Beautiful wings. Go ahead and just fly away for us. Who am I to think I could walk like her, strut like her? Look at this, the World Central Kitchen, of course. Chef Jose Andres, a big fixture as part of this big restaurant group, and a big brand coming from DC. Just further down, we have Starbucks as well with Pride. So different companies, not just obviously with corporations here in DC, but we're seeing throughout the world big companies, Starbucks being a huge partner and a huge ally to the LGBTQ+ community. Look at that. And look at this. We got the cups. I love the float. I'm really just in awe of everything that they have done, whether that be last minute or not. It all looks so beautiful. Did we get enough espresso shots for today? Did we get enough espresso shots for today?
Yes. I had a refresher.
Yeah?
Strawberry refresher.
Okay,
Delicious.
she's giving me her order. I love this.
What'd you say?
You're giving me your order.
Yeah, so actually he's the Starbucks employee, so maybe he can give you it. What's your order?
What's your order? What's your Starbucks order?
Iced caramel latte.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Do you approve?
I approve.
What's yours?
Is it basic? I just like a caramel macchiato.
Beautiful.
Okay, beautiful. I appreciate it. All right, guys, as we have showed before, Freddie is getting married, as we have shown, and it's happening now.
Hey, it just happened, and it just went by us.
Yeah.
Freddie and Johnny saying their I do's. We were both grabbing our cameras, trying to capture it as well. The crowd went wild when they came past us in the Little Gay Chapel.
Yeah, we put on by the Equality Chamber. I assume at this point maybe they tied the knot already?
Well, I think that's what he said. I think they officially tied the knot already.
Yeah.
But this is ceremonial.
Yeah. So this is good to see. They just rolled right on by. And kudos to them being in this like full tux.
Yeah.
In this heat.
Yeah.
That is quite the wedding.
Yeah. I guess, you know, when love eclipses all of that,
That's
even
right.
the hot temperatures, right?
Cloud 9.
They're
Just rolling on
cloud
down
9.
14th Street, right?
I love it. Wait till they get to Pennsylvania Avenue and there's a whole concert waiting for them.
That's right.
I mean,
Is
talk
that your
about
after party?
I think
Your
so.
sort of like
I
reception?
mean, you have a reception with the best stars and you didn't even have to pay for it.
There you
That's
go.
living right there.
They're on to something.
Now that's called pride. Okay?
All right, so we still have a couple of our local delegation going by right now. And we have United Airlines, one of the big sponsors of WorldPride as well, which we talked about, the different organizations and companies that are sponsoring WorldPride this year.
Yeah, I mean, a number of sponsors obviously pulled out leading up to WorldPride, concerned about, frankly, losing money and losing all kinds of things. But there were some other companies that decided that they were going to show their support loudly and proudly. Although we should say there were some companies that not wanted to be heard or known about publicly, but still supported the WorldPride effort. It takes a mammoth effort, huge funding to do this. Hyatt is another sponsor, which is going to be coming behind us as well.
Yeah, it takes a lot to put all of this
so
on.
they're to be commended for their support of this.
That's right. So you have United Airlines, you have Hyatt as well, a lot of the sponsors. And you have to understand as well, we talked about this over time, people are watching to see who's supporting, who's taking part. Those are going to be the companies that a lot of folks who are LGBTQ support because they're standing firm in this tough climate, this tough moment. Saying no matter what, even with money on the line, we are still there with you, we still have your back.
People are watching to see where you stand when it's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
It's easy to say you support something when it is universally accepted and supported. It's quite another when the headwinds have changed. And so people are watching to see where do you stand when things aren't looking so easy for you, when you are in an uncomfortable position.
And we've seen a lot of companies over the years, they put a pride flag on everything.
Right.
You know, saying, hey, we support you, we want to be there for you to make a buck. But then after a while, when things are tough, maybe not so much.
And we've seen that happen with other movements too. Remember there was the whole Black Lives Matter movement and companies got behind that and we saw support everywhere and then that changed. So it's good to see the affirmation of the Pride movement here in our city with the world watching and the world standing and walking in alignment.
And to see these global companies showing their support. Again, we're talking about another place.
Barcelona.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't even get it till 2030, but they're like, we're here. Just want you to know, Barcelona 2030.
I gotta say, I'm sitting here thinking, where's the next vacation? They're pouring it on.
Are you looking? You're gonna plan? Wait, you're gonna plan? 5 years out? This is breaking news. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to go to Matthew Torres, and we will. But if you're telling me that you're planning 5 years ahead of time,
it's a thought.
I am really impressed. I'm going to call Jesse and make sure that actually is going to happen, though.
Like,
all right.
We're thinking of a place. We got something. So this is what they do. A lot of these organizations letting you know that, Come on up. You're welcome.
Hey.
Barcelona. We have Whitman Walker. They do a lot of important work in the city, especially when it comes to health, HIV and AIDS. We're talking about the Whitman Walker Clinic. So it's good to see them as well.
They were a crucial health center for so many of our neighbors in the gay, lesbian, LGBTQIA+ community at a time when other folks wouldn't see them, wouldn't care for them. They saw them and they were there standing in the gap, and they still are after all of these years. Whitman Walker is so appreciative of what they've done.
Yeah, like Black Pride especially. You'll hear from that group often. They talk about back in the day, HIV and AIDS, a lot of the resources took so long to trickle down to the Black community, but you have folks like the Whitman Walker Clinic making sure that a lot of Black LGBTQ members got the resources they needed to survive, but also thrive. And they're still doing that important work today.
Oh, Matthew! Matthew's on a float now. Oh, we gotta see him. Matthew, where are you?
Hey, I think you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? It is so loud, but I am on a float with Raha International. Can we get a little bit of like, hello? Come on, look, we get to see this vantage point now here on 14th Street with such a cool thing. They were kind enough to let us up here, essentially, because I think this is the best way is to experience the parade on a float. Can't complain. With me is Shervin, talking about Raha International. I see with the shirt here, Iranian, queer visible. I know one of my colleagues did this story on what you guys do, but what is it like to be a part of this World Pride event, especially with what you do as far as increasing awareness and acceptability?
That is an excellent question. So Raha International is an Iranian queer organization based in West Hollywood, and our mission is to make sure that Iranian queers don't divorce their identities when they are dealing in queer spaces or Iranian spaces. So in Iranian spaces, they tend to divorce their queer identity. In queer spaces, they divorce their Iranian identity. In spaces like this, we marry both of them together and we tell them it's possible to be both. No shame, no questions about the direction of your life, it's just pure you. Whatever works for you, that's you.
You have started this, and since it's grown and seeing how many people have joined the group, now that you guys even have like this big float here on World Pride, you must be proud.
I am incredibly proud of our members and what they have done. About 12, 13 years ago when we started, there was so much shame surrounding Iranian queer identity. And now, look at the pride, look at that.
Yeah, we're finally moving. Guess there was a little pause there. And when you talk to them and they feel like they don't have to separate the two identities, what do they tell you? Is it almost like this relief off their shoulders?
I think the number one feel that they get is that they no longer have to fake their personality anywhere. And when you don't compartmentalize your identity, you're more likely to have a healthy relationship with your family, with your friends, and your coworkers. And that is the key, making sure that people have a good relationship with their family members and live an authentic life.
Amazing. I know I heard one of your members say we're on the magic carpet ride right now.
It is actually
the Persian power.
We got to thank Iron DC for making this float for us. They did it completely free of charge. It is one of our allies, and they spent 10 days non-stop working on this float. And we really got to thank them for this. It's an amazing float, and we couldn't be prouder of this. We couldn't be prouder of our Iranian community for stepping up and supporting us. Our allies have taken our messages to a place we would never be able to do on our own.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck. We're gonna stay up here a little bit and party.
Enjoy it.
That's the best way. Come on. Can we get a little cheer?
Yes. Yes.
Woo! Okay, I think our job's over now, right, Leslie and Zoe? I mean, I'm ready to have a good time.
Happiness and love is just so contagious.
It is. There's so much joy on this journey. We love seeing the statements that people are making just by being here. We love how people are expressing themselves in their culture through the floats, through the music, through what they're wearing, what they're saying. This is such a great place to be. I can't imagine being anywhere else right now. We got a New Orleans contingent behind us.
A little NOLA.
Showing up. Yeah. You know how they do it in New Orleans. They're going to do it over the top for sure.
And what's great about this too is we're talking about this parade and a lot of the groups that are here right now marching through, but there's the big party after. There have been a lot of events happening across the city outside of the parade. So you're having all these different groups come together to share their stories, to, you know, talk about what's happening in their communities as well. So you're really just building this large coalition, not just centered on your community and the United States, but around the world.
And they may find that some things they learn here they can take back to their own communities to make their neighbors and their communities better. So it's a really great coalition of people coming together. We've got World Central Kitchen coming behind us, and then just up after them, Starbucks. Starbucks is coming up.
You want to go for a little
A lot
Starbucks?
of people making an early morning Starbucks run after a long Pride weekend.
They are fueling World Pride, right?
Powered by Starbucks.
Because there is so much happening at all hours, really. I don't know how people keep up.
So have you planned out the rest of your weekend, or are you going to wing it?
I think I'm going to wing it because you get overwhelmed because there is so much happening.
Yeah.
And so it's like we've heard from a lot of people before saying you have to pace yourself. Vincent Slatt with the Rainbow History Project, who's been involved with so many prides, that was his best advice to everyone. Just, you're not going to miss anything. Just pace it, okay? Take it easy. Go slow. So.
Yeah, we'll find out on Monday whether you adhere to that or not. J. Crew behind us also, another company supporting Pride.
Yeah, and I love that we saw World Central Kitchen as well. They do a lot of work around the globe.
All around the world.
Yeah, after wars, a lot of folks in poverty, just making sure they have food.
And what a treasure to know that the genesis of that started here in the D.C. area with Jose Andres, and he's taken that idea to serve humanity in some of the hardest places to see humanity.
Yeah,
they're going. Time to be here today for World Pride.
They're going in, they're doing the work. A big shout out to them. A big shout out to a lot of, you know, first responders who we've seen going through the parade as well. A lot of these folks who just go through each and every day doing the tough work, and also making it a point here to be part of Pride and just say, we love you and we see you.
I think we see so many parts of the human experience reflected here, not just the companies or the big people or the politicians. You see everyday people who care for our community members, who are just out there trying to do important work to preserve history or make history in some cases. You have no idea how this might touch someone and might give them the opportunity to feel like they can be their authentic selves. We don't know what this showing will do for folks, but I gotta believe that people's lives and hearts and minds will be changed after it.
Because you look at this group, the sea of people there on the sidelines, and in that group there's so many stories. You know, you don't know what compelled someone to come out today, what they're bringing here with them today, what they're looking to get out of attending this Pride Parade.
This is a Batala group, Brazilian at the core, lots of drums, lots of movement coming behind us. Hopefully you'll be able to see it on your screen as well soon. It's beautiful. You can't not move when you hear a Batala group come behind you.
They're good.
Got a lot of drum lines here. Everybody's doing the drums differently, but as soon as you hear a drum beat, it always takes things up a notch, doesn't it?
That's been the interesting part as well, to see all these different acts, the different talents that people are bringing to this stage right now to express themselves using art. Whether you have dancers, the marching bands, singers, speakers.
It's been fantastic. So, you know what? I think now's a good time for us to take a little break. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's have a word from our sponsor right now. We'll be right back.
WUSA 9's coverage of World Pride is sponsored by DC Health.
DC Health is committed to a future free of HIV and AIDS. We've made significant strides, with new HIV diagnoses on a downward trend. But our work is not done. To reach our 2030 goal of reducing new HIV diagnoses to fewer than 21 each year, we must continue to raise awareness about sexual health, educate our communities on prevention tools, challenge stigma, and confront inequality head-on. Learn more and access free resources at sexualbeing.org.
I'm Leslie Foster, and I want to invite you to join me for a new streaming experience called The First. I've always been drawn to trailblazers, the people, places, and moments that change everything. Those who chase their passions, forge new paths, and open doors for others to follow. They may be the first, but they're determined not to be the last. And our very first episode features Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. She opens up about life beyond the bench and what it really means to carry the weight of history.
I want to make sure that other people who might think that they don't have a chance to do something like this look at my life and experience and do the work and go for it.
Join me for The First, streaming now only on WUSA 9 Plus. Download the app on your TV and watch for free.
The WUSA 9 Plus app. Watch us live and continue with us on WUSA 9 Plus. And get extended coverage of weather and breaking news. The WUSA 9 Plus app.
Get Up DC keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings. Working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Well, this really all comes down to a major staffing shortage.
Stay ahead of the storm with weather impact alert days.
Any plans that you may have will be getting wet into the evening.
Start with a team you trust.
Get Up DC, good morning to you.
We appreciate you joining us as always.
On Get Up DC, weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.
We are keenly aware that people have a whole lot of options to choose from every day. I count it as a privilege when people say, I want to hear it from you all, right? I want to spend time with you all because of the way that you're connecting with me. The thing that is interesting about local news is there's no real separation for us between us and community because we live here.
This is home.
Right. We have to answer to you, and you will let us know how you feel about it.
Appreciate your moment of wisdom.
The biggest names, the realest convos. No fluff, all facts.
My man.
This is A Moment of Wisdom, where influence meets impact. Now streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.
Welcome back to our coverage of World Pride 2025, the World Pride Parade happening in the district. Good to see you.
It's been an exciting time. We've been here with you since 1 o'clock. We're entering our final hour of parade coverage. So let's make it good, why don't we?
That's right.
We've had so much fun. We've seen so many interesting participants in the parade. The mayor's office was walking by and they threw this ball at us, not at us in a mean way, but just so that we could show it to you. You also got some
Norway,
merch.
yep, and we have World Pride from Metro as well, Ride with Pride. Take Metro home, by the way, if you're partying late at night. They're going to be open until 2 a.m. The last train runs through at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that way you can have your fun and still get home,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Which is fantastic.
That's a good curfew as well.
Yes, it's been such a great experience here today. The weather has cooperated. People have been truly on mission, living boldly, walking proudly, smiling happily, and really embracing one another in this collective big family reunion of sorts for World Pride.
And just seeing everyone living in different parts of the globes, relatively different experiences, but all together in this LGBTQIA community with this common purpose and common goal is to protect the rights of those who are LGBTQ. That's been the common theme we've seen here during this parade today.
Got to really pace yourself for the day. This parade goes on until about 8 o'clock, but our coverage will go until 5 o'clock. There's so much to see here. I haven't seen someone who hasn't just been beaming from face to face since we've been here. It's one of those rare things in Washington where at a time when so much of our landscape has changed, people do really seem to be truly happy to be here.
It's something you have to experience. Being here is such a different experience. You can see it on TV. Hopefully the happiness and love, transcends this TV right here, and you can feel some of it wherever you're watching us right now, because it is contagious. A lot of folks are just walking around. You scream Happy Pride and everyone just erupts. They're just so happy to be here, happy to be themselves.
And you talk about people coming from around the world. Coming just behind us is the European Union Pride, representing people, the LGBTQIA+ community across Europe. We've seen so many different groups from around the world here today making a declarative statement that we're here, we're not going anywhere, and we got a whole lot of pride.
Yeah, it's seeing these different groups come around from all over the world. They have different experiences in their countries. So it's kind of fantastic that they can come here as well and sort of be free and show what it's like there, and to be proud and to be loud about it. That makes such a difference when you can be here and have nothing to hide.
Today is about literally walking in the light.
Yeah.
The light of day and the light of the moment.
Yeah. And they have a pretty long stretch to express themselves because they're going from 14th and T here in the district, which is Logan Circle.
We got the luck of the Irish behind us.
Luck of the Irish behind us right now.
Yeah.
We'll take all the luck we can get, right? And then they're going to march down 14th to Pennsylvania Avenue. And there's a big festival there near the Capitol.
I think WorldPride really showed out this year.
They did.
When you think about the kinds of artists that they have punctuating each night of this weekend-long event, it just keeps getting better and better and better.
That's right. So you have 50 years of Pride here in the district. The first time DC is hosting WorldPride, and that's a pretty big deal, And those of you at home, happy Pride to our friends. We told y'all, folks are just walking by. A lot of familiar faces. But it's one of those moments. DC was not the original choice. Things happened in Taiwan. DC stepped up as the runner-up. And you're bringing in millions of people to this city, so much to orchestrate to make that happen, to accommodate so many people. And a big shout out to Capitol Pride, to DC's mayor of LGBTQ affairs for making all of this happen.
It's a big summer for Washington, right? You've got WorldPride, we've got some FIFA World Cup games. Obviously what's happening with the Commanders. The city is really kind of showing off and saying, we're here to rise for the moment. You want to come here and celebrate who you are and be your authentic self? Come on through.
Yeah.
We want you here.
And you think about the historical significance of this moment as well. A lot of these large Pride celebrations are only a couple of decades old. You think back to the first one, like in DC, with only a few thousand people. You think they ever imagined anything like this a couple of decades later?
You probably can't imagine that it would grow in this way, but you certainly want it to continue to grow.
Yeah.
And so it has to make those first courageous people who said in 1965, even before Stonewall, as they rallied outside of the White House, that we want to see change happen in our communities and in our country. And of course, it started at the centerpiece, which was Dupont Circle Park. And of course, this summer, people are going to be able to flock there again for this celebration, despite all the back and forth between whether it would be closed or open. I think leaders made the right decision. That is the spiritual home of this community and that effort. And people ought to be able to rally there, to be loud and proud and bold.
Yeah, and you have a lot of those same people showing up today, letting this younger generation know all of this happened. It didn't just happen, just naturally. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of sweat, took a lot of tears, a lot of heartbreak. In some cases, sadly, a lot of lives to make all of this possible today as we soak it all up. And so they're telling those folks, hey, you have to step up right now to make sure this continues to happen. Because while we celebrate this in 2025, it's not guaranteed next year. It's not guaranteed the year after that. So you have a lot of folks behind the scenes doing all the important work to help produce this magnificent celebration that we get to witness and be a part of.
Probably hear an ambulance right now. Of course, Pride doesn't stop the need for emergency services from time to time. So if you hear that noise behind us, it means that our first responders are going to hopefully get to someone who needs them. We're in the center of a big city with lots of activity happening, taking in the sights, the sounds, the smells, the energy, the synergy, all of it is really incredible.
Yeah, it's an exciting time in this city. I think a lot of folks have been looking forward to this weekend, have been looking forward to taking part in World Pride. I know there have been a lot of discussions about the political climate. Some people saying, maybe they didn't want to be in D.C. this weekend, but it's been great to see so many people still show up, still to celebrate, still talk about the vibrancy and the resiliency of the LGBTQIA plus community.
Who's behind us? Let's see who we have here. This is I believe it's the Chinese Rainbow Network coming through with a huge contingent here.
And then seeing the different ways that people celebrate,
Absolutely, absolutely. Matthew Torres is, of course, out with the parade goers and the parade participants, taking the pulse and getting a sense of how World Pride 2025 is being received. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, Leslie. Woo! Yeah! We got Glamazon here, Amazon. What do we have here?
Protect your eyes.
Yes, that's right. They got the flags, sunglasses. What else?
There's flags and sunglasses.
Look at that. Frisbees. Do your thing. Spread love, spread joy to all the people. What is this? Hot Topic Foundation. Oh my gosh. Hot Topic. Hey, Hot Topic. Favorite song that plays on my... Hey.
Okay.
Matthew's just having too much fun.
Lots of excitement, but sometimes the signal gets a little crazy out here with everybody using their cell phones and trying to broadcast at the same time.
That's always fun along the parade route as well, meeting so many different people who are here,
That's how you know your parade was successful. There were so many people out with so many phones that your signal got a little stopped in the middle.
It makes you stop and appreciate it.
It means
No phone calls, no FaceTiming, nothing like that. You just got to sit there and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
This is such, we were saying before, a lot of folks see these parades and they assume just a couple blocks, a short walk.
Embassy of Switzerland coming
Embassy of
behind
Switzerland
us
as well.
in the United States here supporting World Pride. Hi there. Whole contingent of their embassy office walking.
Again, we know that across the globe, LGBTQ rights are, it's not something you see everywhere in terms of what people have access to. So a lot of these countries are here to remind folks that you have a home here. We are welcoming you. You can visit. You can live here. You can vacation here.
What as the mayor calls it, one of the gayest cities in the nation and probably one of the gayest cities really in the world.
Yeah, considering what happens here, what you can do here, and the life you can build here. I've met a couple of folks who have moved to D.C. for that very reason, just because it is a welcoming city. And you can find your community and build community here. I'm laughing at our producer as well, who's just dancing on the sidelines because we're enjoying the music too from this DJ.
I wish I could hear what you were saying, so I'm translating. But I'm sure it sounds really good.
We've been doing this for a while together, and I'm like, she has no idea what I'm saying.
Nope. I just heard that. You know what? Education is on the minds of a lot of people at World Pride, and the National Education Association is walking behind us here. Told you, we got people from every cross-section of life participating.
Yeah, National Education Association, like you mentioned, what's being taught? We heard from the Rainbow History Project earlier. He mentioned that LGBTQ is going to be part of the curriculum in DC public schools, and they're sort of refining that to make sure they teach people about this, and you're not learning about it later. We know the impact it has on a lot of folks when they go through those early years wondering, who am I? What is this? What does it mean? will I be accepted? So making sure other people understand that and who they are and the history that goes behind it is important.
Education is power, and education is empowering, and I think that's what we've been hearing from our guests, that the more we tell people about these important stories that are foundational to our history, not just as a community but as a country, the more that maybe we'll see each other differently, we'll treat each other differently, and we'll see the humanity in each other, and we'll find more ways to come together to find things to pull us apart.
You know, normally it wouldn't be a big deal to see a lot of the sponsors in parades. You just think they have a space, but we have Giant here walking by right now, showing that they stand with the LGBTQIA+ community as well. And really the backdrop, pulling the curtain back here, we've been talking about these sponsors and these organizations that have sort of rolled back a lot of their support of the LGBTQIA+ community in the face of threats when it comes to DEI and the LGBTQIA+ community. And you have these companies here saying, we are still standing with you. This is what Pride looks like.
I have to say, this is a great float. I mean, look at this float. Just watch it as it comes by. A really incredible float. I remember years ago when WUSA 9 had a float and you all were on the float participating in the parade. It had to be something to see the reaction of people from there, right? To really take in the humanity from there. What was that like for you? What's it like, you think, for the people who are in these floats right now?
I think when you're going through in the parade, it's such a different experience because you're seeing all these faces. You're seeing your community out there. You're seeing so many people just smiling back at you. And I only imagine if you ever had any reservations about who you are, who's behind you, just seeing this sea of people smiling back at you, saying Happy Pride, there's something affirming about that, something so welcoming and loving about that experience in of itself.
Love is love.
Yeah.
And we're extending it to everybody here today during World Pride Weekend, where the world has come here to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, to make a statement, to be seen, to be loved, to enjoy a beautiful day in our incredible city.
So you think we're watching this, we're hosting in D.C., but so many other people around the world, hopefully here on WUSA 9+, are watching this right now. And I'm thinking of those folks who either couldn't be here, who may not be in a place to come and celebrate here, to see this and feel encouraged, you know? That makes such a difference as well.
It does, and I have to say, I know you feel this way too. It's an honor and privilege to be able to do what we do every day, but particularly on days when we're talking about affirming who we are as people. It's really, really extraordinary. Our Matthew Torres is having the time of his life. Can we just say it? I mean, he volunteered for this assignment, and you know, we didn't even have to ask him to do it. And you can see why. It's great joy along the parade route, Matthew.
Hey, that's right, here on 14th Street. So right now, we're next to this float right here, and if you guys are big Reality Stars fans, these are some of the ladies from the Real Housewives of Potomac. And let me tell you, they are having a good time. We love the colors. We know they're allies. And I think they may actually be shooting a part of the reality show right now. If you see, all the cameras are happening here as well. So it's been such a trip, honestly. Just really talking to all the people on the side while also being able to see all of these cool floats. So, hello! Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We don't want to get run over. Obviously, there's so much camera action happening here as well, besides us. But these is just one of the floats that we are seeing. But let's just appreciate what they're wearing here, and all of the love that they're giving to the crowd here as well. So I see I'm a reality show person. So I see Giselle Bryant waving. There's Ashley Darby. Look at me, I know all of the knowledge that's happening here. Hello, how are you? You having a good time?
How are you?
Okay, I know, I love this look here. Tell us all about it.
So I'm TLP, and I love everything that has to do with drag, and we're actually
actually raising funds for the Drag Defense Fund today for GNA.
Giselle, and knowing that everyone's out here cheering, everyone's like that unity that you're sensing here. What's that like for you?
Electric. Like, we're just feeling all the electricity. I'm so happy I got my daughter with me today. So this is just like fun times.
Yes, Wendy, come on. I know. Come on, Wendy. Don't worry. What do you want to say?
Happy Pride, and we're so honored to be here.
You guys are looking fabulous. Okay, best part of my job, getting to talk to anyone that we get to. And look at this next to it now. We got the divas in green. Talk about that. Lime green at that. It's been so hot here, guys. We were actually just staying cooped up under a bus stop. But then when we get all of that energetic floats along the way, we had to stand up and we had to just do our best to get to talk to as many people as much as possible. Speaking of, hello guys, how are you doing? You're just beaming, the smile here.
I love it here.
Yeah?
I do.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Great. My partner's from Scranton. I know all about Scranton. And I know it's tend to be gloomy up there.
It does.
Here we get all the sun.
Yes.
Truly, being around all the people, supporting the same cause, being able to share love, being united, celebrating humanity. If you can really encompass that or describe that, how would you?
I don't know. So I come every year for my brother.
Hey, brother. You live here? Yes. Okay, perfect. And?
So I think it's just really nice getting out and being an ally and supporting a really good cause and getting the word out there that, everything, it's for everybody.
I love to hear that. Pride is always here in DC. For you, what are you hoping to take from WorldPride?
I'm just glad that we are having such a great deal with WorldPride. Everybody was worried that it was going to be small, and it's not small at all. It's been huge, and I'm so glad everybody's here from all over the world. So we're having a great time.
Yeah. Are you going to show your sister a good time?
Absolutely.
As a DC person, I expect nothing less.
Of course. We're going to DC 9 tonight, so we're excited.
Okay, so what he's saying is if you want to meet him, are you single?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
He sure isn't.
Scratch that. If you want to have new friends.
Yeah, we'll be at DC 9.
Okay, that's my cue to go. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Beatles! Hi! Who are you supposed to be?
We're with the British Embassy.
Well, obviously, but who are you supposed to be? Which Beatles?
I'm Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yes.
Beatles, Spice Girls.
Hello! If you want to be my mother, you got to get with my friends. Okay, what do we really mean by that?
Make it
That's right. We got Posh. We got.
We love y'all.
Oh, I love you too. Okay, we got it away. We're gonna get it away, or else we're gonna get hit by the bagpipes. This is actually my favorite part of any parade, the bagpipe. I love the British Embassy. If you guys have any opportunity to go there when they open up events or whatnot, it's so beautiful and so cool inside. And it's so cool to see the members of that embassy here with their kids clearly behind us here. Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, it's like the parade is never ending, it seems, right?
The parade is never ending. Matthew has had a big old hug. He's had a ride on a float. He's meeting people and friends everywhere. It's pretty indicative of how it is down here.
This is what we told you, yeah. You just walk down the street, you walk along the parade route. So many people are they're just happy. They're just happy to hug you. They're happy to listen to your story. They're happy to let you know that you are loved.
Absolutely. We've been with you since 1 o'clock. This parade sort of kicked off a little after 2 o'clock. So it's been an energetic afternoon here at Dupont Circle as we have been really privileged with the opportunity to kind of be your tour guides through this WorldPride Parade experience. Matthew has the front end of it. We're sort of in the middle, and it makes its way over to Pennsylvania Avenue where the big show happens at the end.
Yeah, so if you think this is a party of what you're seeing behind us and what you're seeing on your TV, I can't even imagine what it looks like there off of Pennsylvania Avenue right now. You have the concerts happening there today and tomorrow as well. Cynthia Erivo headlining the concert there tonight. So you're going to have that big gathering going well into the night.
And you got Doechii tomorrow headlining that one too. It's really incredible. We got Hilton coming behind us. They are here supporting WorldPride. Came with a pretty big contingent of people too.
These folks are getting a workout in today.
They're getting their Vogue on. They're voguing and walking in a parade at the same time. I mean, everybody can walk and chew gum, but can you walk and Vogue at the same time? I see you.
We saw Amazon going by a short time ago. They had the little clacks going.
Oh, yeah, Glamazon is
okay,
what they call
we're about to
themselves.
wrap up our coverage in the next half hour. Have you mastered it yet?
What?
You're clacking.
Oh, sorry. My reading lips didn't work so well.
I was like,
I was like, hacking? Why would you say hacking? Anyway, you were talking about clacking.
We've seen this playing out the whole time along the parade route.
We're gonna work on it.
Okay. Next year. We'll
Next
extend
year.
it.
I'll have it perfected by next year. Don't worry. I just need a little bit of time.
Sure. Now we have Wegmans going by.
Yeah, not to be
right
undone
now.
by Giant. Huge.
We have the big truck.
Wow. Not
Okay.
just one, but two. Wow. It's the grocery store battle playing out on the World Pride streets.
Yeah, they're letting you know. Okay, we're gonna top what
And
what
they
Giant
have their
had to
own
do.
music on the bus. Do you hear them? Wow. That's so fun.
That is awesome. Yeah, everyone has something different.
Absolutely. And I love they've got the rainbow of veggies on their truck coming by, aligned with the rainbow flag.
I bet a lot of folks are hungry right now
I
too.
know.
We were talking about the
People
different.
have been here for a while.
We've been here for a while. Yeah.
But
And-
people have been here for a while too, kind of camped out, standing, sitting, looking
That's right.
for the best
They have
place.
their snacks ready to go.
Yeah.
We know that a lot of DC restaurants and bars are going to be open 24 hours in some cases.
And frankly, we need this as a city at a time
Yeah.
when so many restaurants have had to close and have had some issues. This is really bringing in some much needed revenue for the city.
That's
the city
right.
wants people here because we can handle them, but also we need them. We need them to support these small businesses, particularly those businesses that are in our LGBTQ communities and neighborhoods who are saying we welcome everybody and we want you to come out. And of course, the mayor is really the one who helped kick this off, right?
That's right. Last weekend, so DC Mayor Muriel Bowser, she brought the community together to kick off World Pride.
So let's take a look at that.
On behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser and the entire District of Columbia, we are thrilled to welcome you to Washington, D.C., a city that doesn't just host Pride, but we live it every single day.
So it's absolutely wonderful to see the being embraced and just feel the love as a community in itself, as a DC native as well.
It's a great opportunity for the city, the citizens, and everybody to enjoy and celebrate LGBTQ plus, our community, our pride, and our family.
It's a party of people from all walks of life to get together and celebrate being free, celebrate being our true authentic selves.
We are a city that is diverse, unified, and unwavering in our belief that everyone deserves to live freely and authentically.
It's about the LGBTQ plus community, but it's about everyone having the right and the dignity to be their authentic selves and to feel safe. So this year, when so many people feel threatened that their rights might be rolled back, especially our trans members in our community, this is the time for us to show up.
And all of us who celebrate the LGBT pride are threads in the fabric of freedom. United together, we are beautiful. We are strong. Like the rainbow flag, we are colorful and defiant.
I see artists, organizers, elders, and advocates who have carried our community forward, often without credit, but never, never without fear.
The joy that people are experiencing is palpable, and that joy is a form of radical resistance. Regardless of the oppression, we exist, and we have the right to be who we are.
We are the greatest life force because we are us. And it is important that we love us. So take the time to turn to your neighbor and give them a hug and say, I love you.
We are declaring boldly that our joy, our culture, our future belongs here.
So as we welcome you to DC, know this, we look out for each other, we stand together in good times and tough times, and no matter what the challenges are. We love you. Happy World Pride!
We love you. Happy World Pride. That's
Happy
the message
World
from the mayor.
Pride.
We're going to stand with you during the good times and the tough times as well.
You know who's been standing with us this whole time? Matthew Torres. How you doing, Matthew?
Okay, sorry, it's so loud out here. I am on 14th, and we are with the car. This is, if you guys watch RuPaul, hello? Hello, Herman.
Hi, darling.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
You were giving moves earlier. Show us some of those moves.
Gosh, darling, it's all about being flexible. You gotta stay fit. We don't know when we're gonna have to run.
How are you moving with this outfit? It's so hot.
It's very hot, but you know, the electricity from the crowd and everyone celebrating our queer community is even hotter.
Yeah. How are you doing, Mrs. Gajday?
You know what? I'm alive, and everybody say love, right?
Love. Oh yeah, how about you?
What about me? I'm doing great. I mean, all these fabulous women.
You get to hang out with these fabulosities.
Hang out with him.
That's right.
My booty hurts.
You know, I've been asking some people, just out of curiosity, if there was one song for Pride, what would you have play at your party? One song.
I would go back in the young folks will have to learn it. It's Free by Ultra Nate.
Amazing.
I always go with We Are Family. You know, We Are Family.
Who is your gay icon? Number one gay icon?
This will be controversial. Prince.
Okay. Is that controversial?
Queer icon. I mean, you know, yeah, it doesn't say who Prince was, but it's what Prince represented.
Okay, I get it.
All of the gender rules.
I love a good Leslie Jordan, rest his soul. He was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Lastly, did you, I'm just seeing it on social media, did you watch The Crazy Twist with RuPaul?
I heard about it and I didn't, but I'm watching. I'm seeing all of the fallout.
Okay, you've seen it. What
Yeah.
about you?
I heard it makes really good TV, so
That's what these ladies are good for.
Exactly. That's what we do. We're entertainers, honey.
Happy World Pride.
Happy World Pride.
I just had to give kudos to my my photographer Ruth, who's running the camera right now. I didn't see those ladies. Ruth was like, "That's RuPaul drag queens." You know, we saw the Real Housewives of Potomac housewives earlier, and now we see RuPaul. It's been quite the day, no doubt. And so now we have another big bus coming to ours right here. Oh my gosh, just walking along in this heat, man, we are making it, but they're having a good time. You guys are having a good time. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna need to get water, guys. I'll send it back over to you.
Oh, what's a parade without Love Shack?
Yeah.
You gotta have Love Shack playing at some point, right?
Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. We appreciate it. All right, so right now we have the British Embassy coming behind us as well.
I know.
Yeah.
With bagpipes. You can't really hear them as much because we've got Love Shack playing with the DJ, which is fabulous. It's interesting convergence. I don't know if you can hear either one of them.
Who?
The DJ song or the... Who?
Oh, there you go. You can hear it now. You know me and my hearing, too. I was like, bagpipes, you can hear that?
I think we're both going to be struggling with our hearing after this. Yeah, it'll be
We've been right next to the DJ, y'all.
Yeah,
so
right
we're
next
trying to make out what's happening with the parade and also what's happening on that side of us. Good luck to your hearing after this.
We've been doing this since 1 o'clock, so, you know, the heat is heating.
You're feeling it now?
I am. But here's the thing, friends. You gotta hydrate. You know, you gotta have a plan.
That's the
hydrate.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. Especially a lot of folks who are hanging out, may have had a long night. Why are you looking at me? I'm not talking about.
You said some of us, but you were looking at me. I was at WUSA 9
not you.
last night.
I'm just everybody else who may have stayed out. You know, a little past curfew.
Let me tell you something. Everybody else knows who everybody else is talking about when everybody else says everybody else.
Hydrate, 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 okay? It's a good old time. All right, we have Dignity LGBTQ. Catholics is coming through right now as well.
Oh, this is Dignity Washington.
Yeah.
Good to see them out. Hi. Hey. Yeah.
A good mix of folks who come out today, I would say, between the businesses You have a few religious organizations, politicians, community groups. Everyone out here just making a statement today.
Reality TV stars. We've seen a little bit of everybody, yeah.
That's right.
Let's see, Atlas,
I think it's just been good to see. We've been talking about this, especially when it comes to LGBTQ rights. Over the last couple of months or so, there have been some concern about the different threats to this community, especially the trans community, and what World Pride would look like this year. Because today isn't just about DC, but it's also about the United States and what we represent here, what's accepted here, and who's going to stand up in this tough moment.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think at one point we were talking about projections of maybe 2 million people coming. You can see little ones participating in this parade too as you look on your screen. It really is bringing families out. But because of the contours of what's happening, it's hard to know really how many people actually came. And to your point, Zoe, I know there were some communities that opted not to come, but even for those who didn't come, there seemed to be quite a lot of people participating in this parade, which, you know, really is extraordinary at a time when our city can use it, not just to make a statement in terms of, you know, who people are and affirming their personhood, but frankly, the businesses here really need it. The federal workforce has been reshaped. The businesses here in a lot of ways have been reshaped. The restaurants are hurting, and so the city is counting on events like World Pride to really put some of that revenue back into our local community. We see here the Embassy of Canada participating right behind us.
And the Canadian Embassy, we know they sort of decorated their embassy along Pennsylvania Avenue for World Pride as well, letting folks here again know that Canada is accepting and welcoming.
It's interesting, you said the Canadian Embassy, and you go down Embassy Row and you can see a lot of the embassies for other countries have also decorated the outside of their buildings to make a statement of support too and alignment.
Because we talked about the U.S. Embassy as well in other countries. At one time, it was okay for them to fly the Pride flag. Now we know that's not okay. So it was sort of an interesting contrast to see the Canadian Embassy proudly saying, we accept you and we're welcoming.
We see a lot of people here because of the big festivities along the parade route, but I know a lot of people will also feel a gravitational pull to Fort Dupont Park and are grateful to know that it is open after that considerable back and forth, even up until last night about whether it was going to be closed. We didn't find out until today, hours before this parade, that Dupont Circle Park would be open. I literally saw them taking the fences down as I was on my way here. I gotta believe that there will be a lot of people who make a pilgrimage there because it is such a spiritual home for the movement that paved the way for days like this.
Yeah, and you're talking about people coming from all over the world who understand the significance of that area and being able to go there and celebrate without the fencing. That sends a message. Today is all about visibility. It's all about what you see. So seeing fencing around such a cultural landmark, that just wasn't a good look. So glad to see that they worked that out there in Dupont Circle to make sure that folks can celebrate there today.
Yeah, the mayor called it an unfortunate error when the decision was made to close it. So you can probably assume that she and other lawmakers for sure were pushing behind the scenes to have the National Park Service and the police change their position on that. I mean, we understood that they were concerned about the possibility of vandalism and security, but we can't let a few bad apples change the experience for everyone.
Right. You have to let it stand. Again, you're talking about the local folks, the D.C. government saying we know what this means. The federal government and these federal agencies saying, oh, we need to close it, may not have understood why that piece of property, that land is so important. And that's what this weekend is all about as well, educating folks about this community and the things that matter. You have the Brandywine SPCA.
We got Brandywine SPCA coming through. We love the doggos, love the animals. Big heart for this organization too.
With the four-legged friends walking on in the parade route as well. And they're relatively new to the Washington area.
Yeah.
We know that the Humane Rescue Alliance did a lot of the animal control efforts here in the city, but Brandywine SPCA taking over some of those duties to make sure folks can take care of their furry family members, I should say.
We see a float coming through here, and it looks like it is coming
The
from
American Chemical Society.
American Chemical Society? Wow, that is quite a float. It'll
Again,
be
talking about science,
yeah,
believing in science,
yeah,
and understanding the importance of the work that they do. So we told you, since we've been here, we're somewhat surprised as well about who's taking part in the parade. So this has been really good to see.
Can we just stop and be present and feel that breeze for just a second?
You want to take it in?
Yeah, just take in the breeze for a moment. It's a lovely thing. Okay, it's gone. So anyway,
you had your moment. You're good to go.
back to the parade. Let's see who's walking past us. Oh, we got the fabulous drag queens. We got to give them their respect now. Looking fabulous.
Also with an important message there, talking about PrEP and healthcare.
All right, let's see. I wonder if Matthew is on a float somewhere. You know, he just
Can you talk what's happening behind us?
Hey guys, just when you think there's like a float for everything, we have, I gotta know, what is this? What's your float?
American Chemical Society.
We got science and pride.
We got chemicals.
Because why not? Oh, hold on, where are these guys? Who are these guys? Hey guys! My party people! My party people, where's the party at?
Right here! Washington, D.C. It's in D.C. The party is in D.C. We love Pride, and it's everything to us. Yes.
Really? Like, what? I mean, it sounds like you're oozing, like, gratitude almost.
Of course. We're born and raised here in this area, and we love DC Pride. It means everything to be yourself and be you. Yes, be yourself. Do who you are. Let anything, prevent who you are.
I don't know what they're, I don't know if they're drinking or not, or if it's just the zeal of life, but I gotta have. How are you doing?
We came all the way from Indonesia.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. When did you guys get here? And that was what, 20-hour flight? Oh my God, where in Indonesia?
We're in Indonesia, in Java Island.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
From West Java. So you brought the heat. You brought the humidity.
No, but for real, happy Pride. We have so many people impressed. So this is just like a great time for people to come together and they just be themselves.
What's Pride like in Singapore? In Indonesia? Yeah.
What's Pride like? I can't speak, but our friends that are in the community.
There's no Pride in Indonesia.
No Pride. No. So you guys are like in a circus. This is like a carnival.
We are. But we're so happy to be here, celebrate with all of our friends too.
We love to be here.
Just everyone being their true selves.
I'm so glad to see all these people from other countries. This is World Pride after all, right?
Yeah, and in DC, right? The capital.
Of course, bring the international flavor. All right. Oh my God. They're just having such a good time. And I am too. Although it got really empty. Hold on. I just want to show you. Look, I'm in the middle of 14th. Like literally. Like how crazy is that we are blocked it off and we still have good ways to go. We got many more. Hey guys! Literally can go up to anyone and they will cheer because they are so happy, and that is exactly what we need for World Pride. Hi guys! All right guys, Leslie and Zoe, how's it looking over there?
Oh, so fun. Thank you, Matthew.
Matthew needs his own float.
He is his own float. He's his
just
own
working the crowd.
Cloud9. He doesn't need a thing. He's a happy guy. I'd love to see him out there.
But again, you have a lot of those folks who are just lining up, just soaking it all in, It's like we've been saying a big family reunion here for a lot of folks.
As I see things kind of slowing down a little bit, I'm reflecting on just such a powerful day of visibility and exploration, education, empowerment, and really just profound joy.
Yeah.
See joy.
I was telling, I don't know if those of you at home have been with us at the top of our streaming at 1 o'clock, But I was telling a story about the significance of this day, and I think we all have different experiences, and you're reminded of how important this is. I met someone who was trans last night, families in Ohio, and basically said the family cut them off because they're trans. Dad said, you know, he didn't want to have a girl, and so they moved here to DC. They're trying to build this new community, and that's what today is like for a lot of folks. They're trying to find that family again, find people who are supportive, and be their authentic selves.
Everybody deserves community. You know, that's what life is about.
Yeah.
Life is about community. It's about family. It's about friendship. It's about joy.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Yeah.
We have the Presbyterians with Pride going through right now. Justice, yes. Equality, yes. Discrimination, no, is what you can see right there on their banner.
And we've got another truck coming behind them that's all decked out, waiting to see what they're representing. It's been so fun to see how each group represents what Pride means to them in their own way. Much in the same way that each individual comes to this experience with their own life experiences.
And you're talking about
how people are reflecting and sharing their messaging around Pride it's been really fun.
Talk about the fabrics of freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how do you express yourself using what you have?
Right.
Whether it's what you're wearing, whether it's your talents.
Free to be you.
Yeah, free to
Let's
be
see
you,
who
getting
this
that
is.
message across.
I'm so intrigued, though, because we've got everything happening here. We got balloons. We got a tent.
Plenty of bubbles.
We got giveaways. Who is this? Let's see as they move closer and closer. This is Impacto LGBTQ. And they are
A rolling
entrenched
party.
here in our community. Great to see them out there.
What I love to see, the folks who are dancing along the whole route.
Now we see a couple here. I don't know if they married here, but they certainly are married. Congratulations!
DC Quakers.
Wow.
Worship in silence, love out loud.
Got Quakers.
So we had our couple engaged at the beginning of the parade. We had our couple, Johnny and Freddie, get married here today.
We saw a proposal. That was fun.
And you had this couple.
So, put your head on a swivel to the right. Look at this truck coming over here. This is the Love Travels by Marriott. Everybody is up in the ante this year.
You see that person right there walking with the speaker.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. Wow.
The party for the group. I'm reading a lot of the signs as well. Love thy neighbor. We are only safe in solidarity. A lot of these folks using this moment to send a message.
Yeah, yeah. This coming right into frame now is the Love Travels from Marriott, one of the corporate sponsors.
We've had the Hyatt, we've had the Four Seasons, we have Marriott.
And they've got two. They've even got a bus that's wrapped in the Marriott Bonvoy regalia for the day.
That is a really good looking float.
These folks have been going at it since 2 o'clock, and they got a bit to go.
And they are still.
And eventually,
So they started at
though, they
14th
will
and
reach
T.
the end
They're
of
in
the
Logan
parade
Circle.
route, right?
Yeah. Then they're marching all the way down 14th Street here in the district, passed by us here in Thomas Circle, and then making their way to what's familiar to everyone, no matter where you're watching, right there, the famed Pennsylvania Avenue.
That's right. And
front of the Capitol.
Our colleague Melissa Kim is there at the end of the line. Oh, wait. We'll go back to Melissa in just a little bit. She is at the end of the line, and they have a little bit to go before they get there for sure. So, hydrate, pace yourself, use those fans that you have out there to actually try to stay cool, because it's deceiving how the heat can creep up on you.
Even when we marched in the parade last year, the year before that, you don't realize how long of a route it is and how exhausting it gets.
Until you're at the end.
So you need these markers along the way.
Yeah.
And we know they switched up the parade route last year in anticipation of World Pride.
Yeah,
so this isn't
and
typical.
I know they wanted to avoid Dupont Circle too because of what that does to traffic on a normal day.
Right, so it used to sort of snake around DC,
Yep.
these different paths, different LGBTQ neighborhoods.
Yep.
But this year it sounds like they want to make it a straight shot
Yep.
down 14th.
Yeah.
To make it a little easier on folks
now,
as well.
You have participated in these parades before. This is obviously different because it's World Pride. How does this feel different to you?
Yeah. All right, we want to go to our Melissa Kim now. She is toward the end of the parade, we've been telling you, right at Pennsylvania and 12th.
Yeah, hey there, guys. Obviously, a lot of excited folks out here today. We're excited to be here of all ages, of course. Really quickly, tell me your name.
I'm Hayden.
And Hayden, where are you from?
I'm from Norfolk, Virginia.
Why is it important for you to make the trip here to DC today for World Pride?
This is the capital of our country. Everybody's so beautiful. I came here last year and I knew it was going to be a blast, so I figured I'd come back again, and it struck the mark again.
And tell me about your soul. What are you feeling in your soul right now, and what have you been feeling all day?
I'm feeling very excited, a little tipsy, but mostly excited and just happy to celebrate everybody and feel like we're all equal, we're all in the same playing field, because we are.
Thank you so much, Hayden. Wait, tell me your name.
Sorry.
Sorry, where are you from?
Mommy.
So we're working on that, hold on. Are you excited to be here today? Okay, well, regardless, obviously kids of all ages here today. Are you excited to be here today?
Yes.
Tell me what you've seen today.
I've seen a lot of people dressed up in great costumes. And my favorite here is my mom and my friend
See, we're feeling the love all around here. And like we said, Zoe and Leslie, we're at the end of the parade right here, Freedom Plaza right behind us, and marching down Pennsylvania Avenue right now are quite a few folks, obviously celebrating, and in front of the White House, or in front of the Capitol behind us. Such an iconic shot to be walking down Pennsylvania Avenue right now. Again, lots of folks here. Let me grab another person to talk to here to see what the experience is like. Excuse me, do you want to be interviewed real quick? No. Okay, so that's okay. Okay. All right, tell me your name.
My name is Jonah Monet, and this is Whitney.
Where are you guys from?
DC, from around the way. We from around the way.
Okay, so tell me why it was so important for you guys to be out here today.
Showing up, exclusivity, inclusivity, pride, life, being alive, and freedom.
Living our freedom. We are a representation of diversity. We're a representation of what pride looks like. We're a representation of what we as a community should be looking like. We should be coming together. We should be improving and progressing together. That's why we're here.
We love that message. Thank you guys so much. So again, we're here on Pennsylvania Avenue towards the end of the parade, but obviously just because it's the end doesn't mean that people are lacking in spirit, in pride, and any kind of energy here, guys. Back to you.
I love
plenty of
seeing
spirit.
The fabric of freedom play out in the streets of DC.
I love what she said. Melissa's like, where are you from around the way? Everyone is here from somewhere, right?
Everyone.
It's a global celebration.
A lot of representation from the faith community here today, making a stand, which is significant as well.
Yeah, because that sort of dynamic you don't often see.
Yeah.
You don't often hear about it being well represented. A lot of these religious communities have to let folks know that you are still welcome here as well. So it has been important to see these religious groups along this route today as well.
And the church right next to us, the National City Christian Church, is one of the very many that has held out the sign that says all are welcome. Walking behind us now are Methodist churches as well. So we've seen lots of denominations today making a stand saying all are welcome, all are welcome.
Yeah, and that's been the message from all the groups we have seen today, essentially saying that all are welcome. And I saw a sign from someone earlier saying, all you need is love. It's really that simple. It comes down to that.
Imagine if we led with love, if we saw people with love, if we engaged with people with love, how much more substantive our relationships would be with each other, regardless of how those relationships and what those relationships are. Love is love.
And I think of the people who will look at this celebration and just spew hate, you know? And it's at that point you just have to look inward. Because how do you see a celebration like this of love and community, such a gathering, and find it in your heart to just sort of spew that sort of negativity, you know? So
the freedom to be, that's what today is all about, and Airbus is making a statement supporting that message with their people and afloat as well today.
do you want to take a trip after this?
To a shower and some air conditioning, absolutely. And then a trip on the Airbus.
Then after that,
is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever works.
It's better for people that way. You know what I mean?
Thinking about others.
Yeah, you got to think about others.
Who else do we have here with us now? Again, we saw them a little earlier,
Science
a little
of
farther
love.
back. Again, yeah.
We've been looking for this float because we saw it from a good distance away as it's been making its way here. We've been so fascinated with how these floats have kind of come together. I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of stuff today. I mean, I'm looking at lots of interesting things walking by.
The furries?
Furries and hair and costumes and just joy. I just love it.
They're finding a way to
be themselves.
Exactly.
All are welcome. All are welcome here.
We'd love to see it. And this kicked off at 2 o'clock, so they've been going at it in terms of this parade.
They have been going at it. As somebody who is a seasoned parade goer and participant, they should pace themselves, right? Because they got a ways to go.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
It can be intoxicating.
Yeah.
But if you don't pace yourself, you're going to be done within, 2-3 hours. So,
well, we have
celebration
come to
continues.
the point in our show where we get to wrap up just an incredible day of being and seeing and acknowledging.
Yeah, from the vibrant floats to the amazing energy. As we've been saying before, this was not just a party. It was certainly a statement, one that says everyone deserves to be seen, supported, and celebrated. It's a good time.
It's been a real honor to be here. You know, I always, with my Zoe.
Little headset butt.
For sure, a headset butt.
You know that we're in sync because it's been so loud. As we've been saying, we're like reading each other's lips. So if I've been staring at her in any weird way, like.
Just don't say hacking, because then I'll get really confused.
Like what?
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us both here in the community and around the world on WUSA 9+. This whole parade will be available for you to watch right here on demand on your time later tonight. And remember, Pride isn't just one day of the month, it's a movement.
Yeah, from all of us here at WUSA 9, stay safe, stay proud, and happy World Pride. We love you. There you go. You got it now?
WUSA 9's coverage of World Pride is sponsored by DC Health.